Well, good evening, racing fans. Welcome to racing action from Grand River Raceway for this Wednesday evening. Our first dash will go to post in, disregard the 47 minutes, in approximately 20 minutes. Just a beautiful day. Blue skies overhead. It's a touch warmish, but look, it's the summer and the track is fast. And of course, the announcer is slow. Clear sky. Let's get a look at, let's bring some clarity to the program and see if there are any changes. Note there were no changes in race number 1. Race 2, changeless. Race number 3, no changes. Fourth race, no changes. Race number 5, there were no changes. Race number 6, no changes. The 7th race, number 7, fishing in the shadows, changing blind bridle to can't see back. Blind to can't see back. Race number 8, number 6, Strongman Hanover, blind bridle to blinkers, blind blinkers. And race number 9, number 3, Freight Days a Week, scratched. Race 9, 3 freight days a week. And race number 10, number 5, Clint's Vet, is a scratch. Once again, reviewing races 1 and 2. Well, there's nothing to review, so let's get right to it and bring in our handicapping expert and co-host, Sugar Doyle. Sugar, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. It's been a warm, sunny day in the forest city of Ontario, London. And here we are in a nice, cool Grand River Raceway studio based out of London. So happy to be along for the ride. 10-dash card, back to 10 dashes tonight. And a great-looking card. I mean, right off the bat, you've got multiple 2-year-olds, a half dozen of them, one 3-year-old, and you got the oldest, Trooper Hanover, a 4-year-old stallion outside for Paul McDonnell.
Yeah. Later in the program, there's the last 5 races. When I originally did my pick 5, I had a single in all 5, and then I thought, hold on, Gary, listen.
What?
So I went down to 3 of them with singles. I have 3 singles and 2 of them. And then I got thinking about a theory about how you approach pick 5s, and I thought, if 40% of the favorites win, that means 2 out of every 5 races the favorites win, and the other 3 they don't. So I thought you're not likely to get through all 5, because I think every one of the 5 I would have had is probably going to be the favorite. And you remember the other day I was talking to you about how the money seems to drop out of the pool even though some pretty top-level horses win. And I got thinking about a theory about how you bet the pick 5, that maybe you've got to pick a couple races and drop the favorite out of it and go chasing using more numbers, because really maybe the key is to chase a bigger payoff.
I don't know. The only time I like to leave a favorite off my multi-legs, Gary, is if I like a value player and I want to single that value player. Other legs where I'm going deep, you might as well put the favorite in there because you don't want to get beat. I know I wind up so many times on the end of a pick 5 play, final leg, you've got the all button hit, and more often than not, it is the favorite showing up and winning. But it's tough to leave the favorite off the multi legs. You want it to pay, but anytime you can find a single that you know is going to be a value player, there's where you can leave the favorite off your ticket on that particular leg.
Yeah, and it's good to remember that approximately 3 out of every 5 races, if you're talking about a pick 5, the 60%, the favorite won't win. So if you could pick out which 3 races, drop it out, you can add an extra horse and improve your chances of hitting at a price. Because look, if all of the or most of the favorites come in a pick five. Yeah, so what if you don't get it? It's the same thought in the win pool. If you don't cash on a 3 to 5 horse, so what? I will say 3 to 5 horses are like buses. There'll be another one coming along in 20 minutes.
There's so many angles to multi-leg wagers, Gary. I mean, a lot of times it is a numbers game. You're sounding more like a more than a numbers guy than I am. I've always said I'm a numbers guy, but you sound like you've got the numbers going everywhere. So good on you. One evening, I think it was Cam Luck night 2 or 3 years ago. Trevor Henry came in, won the first 5 races of our card. It could be as easy like that. Bet $1, pick five with your favorite driver to win the first 5 races because it happens. There's so many variables for a multi-leg win, and how you get it done, it doesn't really matter. It's at the end of the day, I think it's all just a numbers game.
In those 2 races that I don't have singles in the final in the second pick five, I'll tell you which two they were later when we get to it, just to see if we could have gotten through.
Sure.
But I decided not to do it because I thought it was idiotic. Now, look, at a lot of times I've come up with an idiotic idea, and then the part of my brain that says don't follow through on this idiotic idea got muted, and I went forward. So I'm not averse to doing idiotic things. Anybody who's followed me knows, but in this case, I tried not to. We're going to be back and see if we can come up with some ideas that are not idiotic at all in the pick five. I think about 7 minutes to
Right.
post time.
Sounds good, Gary.
Are you dreaming of a career with horses? The Ontario Equine Education and Employment Program is here to help. If you're an Ontario resident, you can take our free course and turn your passion into a profession. And employers can register for the program and receive wage subsidies, 50% for up to 18 weeks, or a maximum of $5,000. It's a win-win for job seekers and businesses alike. Ready to take the reins? Visit OntarioEquineEducation.com today and start your journey in the equine industry.
This anytime. Welcome back to the show, everyone. Sugar Doyle with you from Grand River Raceway Studios in London, Ontario, bringing you 10 races along with track announcer Gary Guy this evening and starting things up with the Pick 5 play. Early favorite here in race number 1. It's the 4 Captain's Legacy, a 2-year-old son of Captain Crunch, leaving right behind the car. Next door to that, TH True Play is taking some action. Those are both 2-year-olds. Number 8, Trooper Hanover, the lone 4-year-old pacer in the field. The outside post to overcome, Paul McDonnell, owning, training, and driving that son of Art Speak. I kind of like his chances in the opener. Alrighty, let's bring up some Pick 5 ticket ideas, courtesy of yours truly. Gary Guy's got one as well, and a friend of the show, Conley Ecclestone, with his best go on the early Pick 5. $5,000 guaranteed pool, low take, part of the go-to wagering menu here. The go-tos are the Pick 5s tonight, races 1 and 6. The Pick 4s begin in races 2 and 7, and you've got non-jackpot high-five opportunities in races 5 and 10. Opening leg of this Pick 5 play for me, I'm on the 4, Captain's Legacy. I'm also including number 6, Lions Goodrow. Price player right now at 9-1. Going with that one for the hot hands of Austin Sorey. He's coming off a big night here on Monday evening. So we'll keep an eye on Austin Sorey and his drives this evening. And then went outside to the oldest of the field, being 8, Trooper Hanover, bred by Hanover Shoe Farms out of Pennsylvania. Paul McDonnell Racing Stable owning, with McDonnell training and driving this one in his second career start. Flashing 55 speed in his career debut. We passed a few horses late. Home in 28-3. I'm not worried about post 8. I mean, a 4-year-old stallion, son of Art Speak, might show some gate speed. And the 8-hole, not a bad post to leave from, with speed at the river. So 4, 6, and 8 for me starting up this Pick 5 play. Race number 2. We're going to back it off to the 1 and 6, a 5-star Lou and Devil's Wish. My top selection there being 5-star Lou. There's Austin Sorey again for trainer Sean Stacy. Third race on the pace. Looking at the 2, Shoot the Whiskey, who's getting what appears to be some class relief. A preferred 2 event for pacing mares in the third. We're also going to include the 6, One Last Bet, shipping in from the big track of Woodbine, Mohawk Park. Actually, my bad, I'm on the 5. Charmbo Stormy in there. Numbers crossed. 2 and 5 for me in the third. We're deep as the ball. Race number 4, still on the pace for it. 2, 4, 5, and 7. And on the end of it, the final leg, we're using 4, Kelly's Kira at a big price. My top selection in there, she is 4-1, or make it 8-1 on the morning line. Sammy Filion on board. Trainer Terry Gallant, second time for Terry with that daughter of Better Than Cheddar in the 5th. Number 6, All She Can is the other one, my plan B for race 5 on the end of the Pick 5 play. We're in to go for $19.20 on the 20-cent play. Again, this is a $5,000 guaranteed pool Pick 5. Folks have been firing in for about 90 minutes now. The pool's opened up, and the play was coming on strong for this Pick 5 play. Gary Guy with his best ticket idea on the early Pick 5 at the river. Take it away, Gary.
Well, about half of your money, $9.60. And in the first race, I'm with you with the top 2, and Captain's Legacy and Trooper Hanover. Not worried about post 8, although at least worried enough to use the 4 in front of them. But either way, got the 4 and the 8. In the second race, well, I use your 2, plus I add in Tie Tour just because, well, one that's, beat this class actually June the 25th. And, last race didn't work out well, but I just think it's a case where they went pretty fast, 51-4, and Tie Tour just wasn't interested in going that speed. But I think we'll fit well in this spot, and maybe grab a spot in Mike Horner. I can play Mike Horner all day long.
And he finished up strong last week, Gary.
Yeah, because look, back half 55-4. It's just the pace scenario. You take back. They went to the half in 55-3, and then managed to get the mile in 51-4. So hard to close into that.
Yeah, I don't mind 4 in the second.
In race number 3, yeah, I'm with you. Except for I did use Stormy on top, but you know what? You could flip a coin. Sure. I was flipping back and forth between the 2 and the 5, so either way makes sense to me. In the 4th race, we're both on Stonebridge Impish, and then I added Nobody's Hero, and you added Limo Problems, but Nobody's Hero for that last race, post 8. Nothing great, but 31-second opening panel, and then the next 3 quarters were fine, so we'll see if Nobody's Hero. Sure. Second start of the year, so could step forward off of that. Just 17 lengths back at the opening quarter, didn't leave much, and it's a first start from post 8. That's all we'll just say. And race number 5, yeah. Oh, by the way, I want to make a note again here. It's another one of those races where the 8 scores from the trailer post because there was a scratch. I'm going to harp on my pet peeve again.
To note that. I'm marking that in myself right now.
Leave the scratched horse in so that the numbers stay the same, because in the front of the program, if you're looking at Ken Middleton's picks, he'll tell you that he's betting 7 all she can. Well, that's the 6 all she can. If they would leave the horse in and just mark, you could even the program printer could put a scratch through the line, whatever, but just leave them in so that the numbers line up and the post position line up. That's my pet peeve. I'm going to keep marching on it. I don't expect it to change, but nonetheless. Kelly's Kira is the one that you've gone to, but I didn't use that. I used your second and third ones, All She Can, Kenny's top pick, and Greystone Cheeto. So that could be my bad. But Kelly's Kira did make a break here last time out.
She gets the big beware for me in that 5th and final leg. You're in big beware on the 4.
Yeah, well, we had to go, you don't want to agree on everything, so we disagree there. We'll see if Conley Ecclestone has that one. They're going to bring up Conley's and your comments on Conley's picks as they slide. We'll see in the 5th if he's in with Kelly's
Conley
Kira.
Likes to find a single here and there, and sure enough, he does find one on the end of this pick 5 play. Conley opens it up with a TH True Play, Captain's Legacy, a pair of 2-year-olds to start up his pick 5 play. He's left alone, the outside horse there at 7-2. 3 deep for Conley in the second race with 1, 4, and 6. He stays 3 deep in the third. Shoot the Whiskey, Salzbrook Olympia, Charmbo Stormy. And then the 2 and 4, Limo Problems, and 4, Stonebridge Impish. That's where we're on the same page. 4th race, myself and Connolly. And then he singles up that 6, All She Can, on the end. And Conley's in for just $7.20. So pretty cheap ticket to play along with Conley. If you're feeling it, you can see a live shot from the paddock now. Next voice you hear, Gary Guy with a post parade, race number 1 of 10. Good luck.
Field 4, the post parade 1 is Night Wash. Nick Boyd for Craig Bars and Nurko Sokolovic. Number 2 is Count on Court. Chris Matthews drives and trains for Desmond Scott and Frank Brundle and Lyons Brothers Stable. 3 is TH True Play. Travis Cullen for Jody Cullen and A1 Stable and Blair Kidd. And number 4, Captain's Legacy. Travis Henry for Francis Dumichel and Robert Dolly, John Nizick and Claude Gourdin. 5 is No Mo Jokin, Sean Stacy for Diane Bertrand and Robert Gillespie. Number 6, Lions Gaudreau, Austin Sorry for Anthony Beaton and 3 Lines Racing. Number 7, Better My Heart, Nick Stewart for Ryan Stewart and Triple S Equine. And number 8 is Trooper Hanover, Paul McDonnell drives and trains and owns. Field 4. Race number 1, a field of 8 going to post shortly. Let's get right to it. And Trooper Hanover, you said post 8's not going to scare you away, Sugar.
Post 8, post 7, post 6 at the river, never going to scare me away from anything that I believe could show some early speed. You're looking at the oldest horse in this race, 4-year-old Stallion Son of Art Speak here, making his second career start. Paul McDonnell stable on the ownership line. Paul does the training and driving. So it's taken him a while to get this one to the races, but with the career debut under his belt where he flashed a 155 flat mile over the river when sitting off the pace. He was home in 28 and 3 there. Love his look. If he can get away cleanly and find a spot up close, he gets a big shot to start up this very popular pick 5 play.
Yeah, and even though more than 10 lengths back at the quarter, it's not like he didn't leave at all, 29 and 4. It's just that, they left out in 27 and 3. I think this one certainly can be better in a second start. I included in my pick 5. I went on top to Captain's Legacy, and really between those two, they both are coming in off of miles of 55 flat.
Yeah, this one's all right. A 2-year-old gelded son of Captain Crunch, racing for Francis Dumichel. Travis Henry stays on the drive. Very good performances in his 2 lifetime starts. I mean, he's been moving on the outside, and the first start managed to pass a horse through the final half. Next start, he was passing a pair of horses. And again, great learning curve and going in the right direction. This 2-year-old Captain's Legacy at even money. I can get behind this one to use in the pick 5 play.
Yeah, and I went with the 2-year-old over the 4-year-old, and oftentimes that's really the wrong way to go. And also with a look at Trooper Hanover, $70,000 yearling purchase from Hanover Shoe Farm. So there's serious credentials. Number 6, Lions Goudreau, one you included in the pick 5, and I left out. And boy, Anthony Beaton, I could be regretting that.
Here's a son of Better's Delight, one career start under the belt, home in 28 flat, 56 and 3 trip over Woodbine Mohawk Park. I don't see a big difference speed-wise. I mean, if he's showing 56 home in 28 there, likely to show 56 or 57 here in his Grant River Raceway debut. Austin Sawyer with the hot hands coming into tonight.
And then we better get to number 3, TH True Play, because, it's Jody Cullen, Travis Cullen, sharp connections. This one's had 2 starts, and both of them were certainly good enough to be one that you could look here as a possible winner.
Loved his career debut, this 3 TH True Play. He was flying home, and he was a winner, like 20 feet past the wire. Next time out, a little bit green when being asked to move on the outside, just kind of hung out there and didn't gain a whole lot of ground, didn't pass a horse or anything like that, but maybe a covered up trip, follow a helmet a little longer in this one, but there is some talent here. Colt son of Shadow Play.
And look, the money has really come for the 4 that we mentioned. The 4 that we didn't, they're all much longer plays. So the closest one that's starting to get a bit of money is Count on Gord. It's Chris Matthews. And one that shows 56 and 1 in a grassroots at Woodbine last race.
Not sure what to expect there. Just kind of going to watch this one and see how he gets along. And it's like that. It's tough to play those 2-year-olds against older horses.
And one that Chris trains himself and is going to drive here. Night Wash, Count on Gord, and TH True Play. On the inside, Captain's Legacy, Nomo Jokin. In the center of the outset, Lions Goudreau, Better My Heart, and Trooper Hanover. Field for a wonderful Wednesday here at the river as the field is wending their way towards the start. It's post time for the first of 10 dashes. Field for race number 1, all in position. They're at the start in the rough, and Trooper Hanover is going to drive out with TH True Play and Captain's Legacy, and also leaving out well is Lions Goudreau. In fact, Lions Goudreau is going to blast out and get the lead. Trooper Hanover racing outside second, Captain's Legacy to the pylons, racing position to third. Then TH True Play, Night Wash, Count on Gord, Nomo Jokin, and Better My Heart. But Trooper Hanover 5-2 on the boards got the lead. Lions Goudreau at 8-1 is racing position second. Captain's Legacy fell to 4-5 on the board in his third as they race up towards the half, and then positioned fourth is TH True Play. Back further is Night Wash and Count on Gord, Nomo Jokin, and back to the trailer, Better My Heart. And they race the way up towards the half of a 27-3 opening quarter. And it is Trooper Hanover and Paul McDonnell who's got the lead. Lions Gaudreau is staying right in close in the pocket. And Captain's Legacy is 3 1/4 lengths back and is third. And then TH True Play. Now Count on Gord is starting to come on. Night Wash and then back to Better My Heart. And No Mo Jokin. It is still Trooper Hanover, Lions Gaudreau, and Captain's Legacy is angled to the outside to come first up from third now and is moving up off a half of 57-4. They head to the 3/4. Trooper Hanover, Lions Gaudreau, Captain's Legacy on the outside chipping away. It is still Trooper Hanover and Paul McDonnell. No urging required just yet. Leads by about 2 1/4. Lions Gaudreau, Captain's Legacy chasing but not closing. Lions Gaudreau reemerges to have a clear second. And on the outside, Captain's Legacy, but Trooper Hanover on down the stretch off 3/4 127. Captain's Legacy and Paul McDonnell sitting rather chilly in the bike and is going to win it. Lions Gaudreau, well, actually appearing to get second, Captain's Legacy, then Lions Gaudreau and TH True Play 155-4 for race number 1. And, well, Trooper Hanover post 8, you said, who cares post 8? And you've noted all year, you can leave from that outside post.
I honestly thought this horse would go away at even money. 5-2 on this 4-year-old with Paul McDonnell, second career start. 5-2 is a gift, Gary.
It absolutely is. And look, the money came to number 4, 4-5 on Captain's Legacy. And I was kind of leaning that Captain's Legacy would be the second choice in the board and wanted to take a shot to upset the favorite. So sometimes when you're handicapping it, you're anticipating the board and it doesn't go the way that you thought. I should also mention that not only did you have the one on top, you're going to start off the night with a straight super.
Right on. 8, 4, 6, 3, ice cold. Love it. Love the 8 right off the bat. Didn't mind the 4. Didn't mind Austin. Sitting 2 with that newcomer, and then we expected a little more from the 3. TH True Play, just like that. Loving it.
Good way to start a night. And look, that is the comment that we've been making all season long. You've got to think about Grand River differently in terms of the outside post with that slanted gate and the long straight. Yeah. In fact, got out really well and was able to make the front pretty smoothly, 27-3.
Yeah, you know, when the gate left and I saw Paul was going to put this one in play, I was thinking it's all over. The only thing I was worried about was that the 4 might not get up for second. He got a little bumpy when turning for home, but great job by Travis Henry to keep them together and to keep them interested to beat out the 6 right at the wire for the deuce.
Yeah, he had to kind of smoothen him back up because he was coming towards Lions Gaudreau and then had to re-fire again and just gets there for second so that you can have that straight super and head off with a good night. We'll see if you can keep it going all through the night. How about 10 supers?
That'll be tough, but we're good with 1 for now.
I would go with that would be impossible. Back in front of us is number 8, Trooper Hanover, 4-year-old Artspeak Bay horse, owned by Paul McDonnell, who's also the trainer and the winning driver. Trooper Hanover's first win in just his second career start. Mile of 155-4. The first race payouts number 8, Trooper Hanover. $7. 360, 250. Four Captain's Legacy, 320 and 210, and six Lions Gaudreau, 340. $2 Exactor, 13.20. Dollar Try, 33.80. Dollar Super, 67.95. 20-cent Super, 13.59. First race order finish from the top, 564 283 71. That's 564 283 71 on the bottom. Well, the geese are lined up in the infield, want to hear what Sugar has to say about his pick four ticket.
That was the photo there. But anyway, let's go back and talk up an early pick four play. We've got a $2,500 guaranteed pool to think about. Get me in there for a bit of a close up, hey? Anyway, race number two, still on the pace for it. Early action comes in for the two, Sans Souci. That one going out for Team Whalen. Just a one-time winner, lightly raced, a 5-year-old son of he's watching. Been out 7 times over the last couple of seasons and has managed a third best showing. So does not make my top 4 in selections and does not make the opening leg of the pick four for me. Number 2, Sans Souci. We've left that one off the ticket. We're going to use the 1, 5-star Lou, Austin Sorry. Just missing the deuce in the opener. Well, just missed last time with 5-star Lou, second by a nosed in 52-3. Another rail to work with for that son of Dancin' Lou. We're also going to include number 6, Devil's Wish, who's fitting in well. Travis Cullen, catch driving for Anthony Beaton there. Leg 2, race 3. We're on to Shoot the Whiskey. We're going to hope for some back class to show up. She was an 11-time winner against some very nice mares last season, the daughter of Shadow Play, in the winner's circle 3 times this season, and maybe it's another victory for this one tonight. Shoot the Whiskey, shipping in to the river. And then we'll also use the 5, Charmbolt Stormy, who had a big win here, 51-3 back in early June. We'll go deepest of all in race number 4, using a 2, 4, 5, and 7. And on the end of it, in the 5th race, my top selection here is a long shot on the morning line. 8-1 morning line for number 4, Kelly's Kira, Sammy Filion. It's the big Beware I've got in my program for this 4, Kelly's Kira. Second time for trainer Terry Gallant. Also using 6, All She Can on the end of the pick 4. We're in to go for just $6.40 on the 20-cent wager. Quickly now, we'll bring in Gary Guy's ticket, and we'll roll through that one quickly. Pick 4 for Gary. He's 3 deep to start things up. 3rd race, 2 and 5. His top selection was the 5. Then he's on the 3 and 4. Top selection being 4. Final leg, he's on the 6 as his top choice. Also including the 1. Gary in for just $4.80. On his 20-cent play, one more ticket. Conley, Echo Stone, friend of the show, Conley. There it is, 3 deep for Conley, the opening leg, and as well as race 3. 4th race, 2 and 40, singles up in the 5th race, number 6, All She Can. Good luck, Conley, in for $3.60. Post parade for race 2 next.
Field on post parade for the second, the Omega Alpha Pharmaceuticals parade. 1 is 5-star Lou, Austin Sorry for Sean Stacy. Number 2 is Sans Souci, Mike Whalen for Walter Whalen at Chris Nickel. And number 3 is Max Shadow, Lauren House for Samuel Taylor. Number 4 is Tide Tour. It is Mike Horner for RAW Equine and Mark Horner. And number 5 is Mel's Legacy, Daryl Thiessen for Patrick Bissett and William Brown. Number 6, Devil's Wish, Travis Cullen for Anthony Beaton and Kevin McKinley and Martin Van Beek and Brendan Guerrera. Number 7, Scratch and an Itch, Travis Henry for Scott McNiven and Lenore and Eric Prince. And let's get a look at this field for race number 2. It's a field of 7. We'll start with number 1, 5-star Lou. And, well, we're both on this one. Ken Middleton's on 5-star Lou. And, well, pretty dominant at Hanover 2 races ago. Just missed at Georgian last race.
Right on Georgian Downs, 52-3 speed, right? And check out Austin. Got the old GoPro on the helmet. And so we'll be looking for a good showing here with 5-star Lou. Anytime I see a GoPro on a horse, my interest peaks a little bit higher. I mean, Wally Hennessy had the GoPro on for his 12,000th career driving win yesterday in the opener at Saratoga. So GoPro means go for me.
Yeah. A PEI representative in the top 10. I think he's 10th all time now.
Wow, hey. Yeah, that's 68 years old and 12,000 career wins and no sign of letting up for Wally Hennessy.
Yeah, just keep on going. It's that Good PEI breeding. How about number 6, Devil's Wish? This is one that I think you got to take seriously. Back-to-back runner-up finishes coming in. 3 runner-ups. Doesn't have a win on the year, though.
Right, winless coming in, 3 runner-up finishes. Been traveling through London, Woodbine Mohawk Park, and the latest 2 starts are runner-up finishes at the river. Travis Cullen, catch driving here for trainer Anthony Beaton. It's a good spot for this one, and I can get behind him to possibly start up this pick 4 play.
Yeah, I mean, the one that won last time out was long gone, but certainly a solid enough second at least, and one that races out of a strong barn. Number 4, Tie Tour. I included that one in my pick 5 ticket. This is one that I thought showed up pretty nicely until that last race here. And, we commented that last race. They went in 51-4. That's pretty tough for non-winners at 2, and he was working from off the pace, and they didn't go. Well, I mean, they went 55 and 3.5, but then there was no slowing up to kind of catch up.
He was catching your eye, finishing up, because I heard you call him, and I went back and caught the replay, and yes, indeed, he closed up very strong, passing a couple of horses through that final half, and 53-1 is likely the best showing for a mile time that this colt son of he's watching has had in his young career, and I've got all kinds of time for him in here, 6-1 currently.
This is another race where we have the same top 4. Last race you nailed it in order, and I think you got a good chance here to maybe have the order in this one as well, because Max Shadow, I used this one for 4th, and you see a win at Sarnia 2 races ago.
Right, he went winless last year, Gary. He just couldn't put it together. But 54-2, trip to be 5th in the latest over Sarnia's 5/8 big mile. Even the start before that, he's parked first up forever and winning in 56. So he's off the schneid. He's got some confidence coming in, and on his best day, he can roll with these. Longest shot on the board, I did not see that one coming for House. Number 3, Max Shadow, worth a look.
Well, and also Max Shadow, that 5th, beaten a length and 3/4, so it's not like he was badly beaten. Number 2, Sansucci, is getting a lot of love at 9-2.
Yeah, I just can't get there. I mean, he's got a 3rd from 7 outings in the last 2 seasons, just a one-time winner in 22 career starts, lightly raced. A 5-year-old son of he's watching does show the 53 at Woodbine Mohawk Park, 54 over Pocono in the latest. Have to go a whole lot more to beat these.
Well, it's a field of 7. 5-star Loose and Suchi on the inside. In the center, Max Shadow, Tie Tour, Mel's Legacy to the outside, Devil's Witch, and Scratching an Itch. It's a field of 7 for race number 2. Field is gathered in behind the gates here at the river. And the field for the second race. Pacers are at the start of the rough, and Devil's Wish, Mel's Legacy, and Scratching an Itch. The outside 3 Strato, 5-star Loose, and Suchi, Tie Tour, and Max Shadow. Devil's Wish is going to grab the lead, but Scratching an Itch is still scratching away on the outside. But now Travis Henry is going to take back and find a seat in behind Devil's Wish. Devil's Wish, Scratching an Itch, and Mel's Legacy is 3rd. Then it is 5-star Lou is racing position 4th in front of Sansucci. Then Tie Tour is racing 2nd from last, and trailing the field as they work their way on up towards us is Max Shadow. But right now, off a strong opening quarter at 26-1, Devil's Wish and Scratching an Itch. Then Mel's Legacy. 5-star Lou is going to come to the outside right now and is going to come first over. Sansucci is going to follow on the outside, following 5-star Lou and Tie Tour, and then back to Max Shadow, but it is Devil's Wish at 4-1. On the outside, 5-star Lou, 1-2 favorite. 5-star Lou moving up against Devil's Wish and 5-star Lou, and Scratching an Itch. Then Sansucci and Mel's Legacy. Devil's Wish at 4-1 is still holding off the heavily favored 5-star Lou, who's right right now about 3/4 a length back. Devil's Wish and 5-Star Lou. Scratching an itch. Sansucci and Mel's Legacy tied to her second last and well back and further to Max Shadow. Devil's Wish is sharp right now. Devil's Wish leads by 2 as the field turns for home on the inside. As they come on down the stretch drive, is scratching an itch. Then 5-Star Lewin out wide is Sansucci is closing. Devil's Wish as they come to the finish is going to win. Sansucci second. Then Mel's Legacy and Ty Tour 152 and 4. Devil's Wish was able to just do as he wished. And again, we saw another race where at the start the outside posts leave out. The 3 on the outside all fired out, and well, one of them, Devil's Wish, just kept on going.
Right on. Everybody's got it figured out now, Gary. If you've got an outside post and you've got speed, leave 100, and more oftentimes than not, you're going to beat the inside starters out of there. Real nice trip by Devil's Wish, and removing a 1-2 favorite from the multi-legs in the early going. This horse got let go at 4-1. Travis Cullen was able to back down the second quarter, just 30 flat. That was all he needed, because they threw down through the third quarter. It was 27-3, and then he's 29 flat on the end, pacing to a new mark. Second career win, 152-4. Certainly brought it tonight.
And there's the one that we talked about last. Sansucci kicked in late and came flying to pick up second.
Camera shy, right? Just 1 for 22 coming in, but a real nice deuce. Should be wanting to keep an eye on that one next time. And even other closers like Big Long Shot, Mel's Legacy, the 5 I think is there, and Tytor was closing up well again.
Yeah, it just was too far back, so Tytor needs to get a little closer to it. But nonetheless, we thought it was a race between the 6 and 1, and well, it turns out that Devil's Wish was the only one to think about, and he kind of got his wish on the outside, blasted out, and just kept on trucking. It's actually going to be quite a nice superfecta. This is one you don't have straight.
Not at all. I mean, the exactor should come back well, the try, and the superfecta as well. Again, the heavy hitter, 1-2 shot off the ticket here. So good prices coming all around here, I'd say.
Yeah, that's what makes it pay more than anything, is 1-2 not included in the top 4. And back in front of us is number 6, Devil's Wish, a 3-year-old McWicked Bay Gelding by Kevin McKinley and Martin Van Beek and Brendan Guerrera. Anthony Beaton is the trainer. Travis Cullen, the winning driver. First win this year, second lifetime for Devil's Wish, 152-4. The second race payout, 6 Devil's Wish. 1047, 10, 490 to Sansucci, 2130 and 920 and 5. Mel's Legacy, 940. $2 exactors, 68.30. Dollar try, 411.80. And a 20-cent super, 815.67. $2 double, 27.90. The second race over a finish from the top. 6275314. That's 6275314 on the bottom. Field 4, race number 3 on parade. 1, Gin is better, Eddie Hensley for Ashley Hensley. And number 2, Shoot the Whiskey, Travis Keller for Jody Collin and Paul Sanders. Number 3 is Redland Bethany Jean, Jason Ryan for Tyler and Redland Farms. 4 is Salisbury Olympia, Jay Harris for Vern Cochran and Edward Gork. 5 is Charmbo Stormy, Austin Sorry for Jared Mann and Ron Noves. And number 6 is One Last Bet, Daryl Teeson for Mike Witnioski and Roland and Justin and Arthur Ray and Mike Hordeski. The third race, it's Andy's retirement race. Let's get a look at this field. And, we'll start with number 2, Shoot the Whiskey. It's been a while. This one hasn't bellied up to the barn. Won for a while. May the 16th at Mohawk, 51-4. But there's enough speed to like this one.
Class can find a way to shine this evening, that they'll have a hard time beating her. The horse players had her pegged as an even money favorite in her latest, and a disappointing finish in that one. She was well back in there. So they're just trying to turn things around for her. Anytime we saw this one come into London, she always, made a good account of herself. I'm not saying she's a layover. Did I expect even money here? Not after that latest outing. I thought you might be able to pick up a bit of value, but the players want to stay with her.
Look at the company, 2 and 3 back. Both of those races both went in 49-1. So even though you see an 8th and a 5th, you got to take it into proper regard. Shoot the Whiskey was in just really tough. Number 5, Charmbro Stormy, though. This is one also that shows some pretty solid speed of late.
Indeed. Light Best Mark came back in June at Grand River Raceway. She was a well-meant winner. She was to go that night. She was outside the quarter 26-3, and outside of the half 53-3. And then she wants to pace to a new life best of 151-3. So she is back in to go here at Grand River Raceway. I mean, that was the last time she was here, Gary. So at 5-2, I know you're the only one that has pegged her on top of all of the cappers, and I think you're going in the right direction here.
Well, my thought is if I can get 3-1 or more, Jared Mann has been having a really good year. Big win percentage. Charmbro Stormy, I think overall, of course, doesn't compare to Shoot the Whiskey, but comes in hot, and Jared's been rolling. I just want to take a flyer because I think Shoot the Whiskey might even drop below even money.
You touched on it there. There's no comparison for back class, Gary. I mean, all the back class goes to 2 Shoot the Whiskey versus 5 Charmbro Stormy, but the form's been pretty good on this daughter of sports writer. And again, you go back to the last time where she was at Grand River Raceway, 51-3. If she comes back to anything close to that, they'll have a hard time with her.
Redland Bethany Jean, your third one, and why not? Raced up at Georgian Downs last time out, looked good in victory.
Why not indeed? She's a 52, a 53-1 winner here at Grand River Raceway when cutting it out. She's probably a lot better from off the pace, so likely to sit in the front half of this field. I never saw a clear-cut favorite in here. I didn't even see a clear-cut long shot, but that's what you're getting. It's even money for the 2. And both the 1 and 3 are providing some pretty big value here. I thought it would be a more even tote board.
Yeah, I anticipated this, in fact, maybe even going lower for Shoot the Whiskey, just because of all that back class. And,
wow, yeah.
And, one more, number 4, Salisbury Olympia. Well, this is one that's got substantial back class as well.
Indeed. She had the big upset here in early June where she passed 3 of them through the stretch and a 20-1 winner. On her best day, she can handle this group at 5-1. Jay Harris, reuniting here, knows the mare well, and I'm sure he's going to find, or at least try to find, a spot up close.
It was kind of crazy that she was 20-1 because she's been a good mare. I mean, you've seen her race against some good horses. You see down at the bottom of the page was in that Fillies and Mares Preferred at London, holding her own against some really nice ones. In fact, you see Charmbro Stormy winning May the 23rd, Salisbury Olympia 3rd. And this is one that's on the board at 5-1 right now.
And one thing, Gary, I do like her look too. Very loose out there, which is what I love when looking at a mare on the pace or on the trot. A loose looking filly or mare, nothing bothering them, just a feeling good. So maybe she gets a beware in here.
I'm interested to see how Gin is better fares in here because has really improved in the last couple and is coming in off of win at Georgian Downs, 54. But you got the win. At least you're heading in the right direction, and you get 11-1 with Eddie Hensley, Hurricane Hensley.
Yeah, come in from out west, was racing out at Fraser Downs and at Century Downs in Alberta for Clint Warrington Jr., going for Team Hensley, right? And they've done well with those horses they brought in from the west. So I just want to see this one. Gin is better. Longest shot on the board.
Well, they have their connections out there to know what's what, and
Go to.
yeah, the Hensleys and the Cullens, of course, strong connections throughout the family, and solid horse people. It's a field of 6. Gin is better. Shoot the Whiskey on the inside. Redland Bethany Jean, Salzburg Olympia. To the outside, Chambro Stormy, and one last bet. It's a field of 6 for the third. Field for the third race. He is at the start and the rough, and it is right now leaving out quickest of all, Charmbo Stormy and Redland Bethany Jean. Gin is better on the inside, but Charmbo Stormy and Austin Sorry is going to drive it and grab the lead. Gin is better right now, has just one better, is racing in the pocket. Redland Bethany Jean, Shoot the Whiskey fourth, and then Salzburg Olympia, and one last bet. Charmbo Stormy jumped all the way down to 6-5. And is leading on around the turn, 26-1. Opening quarter. Now we'll look to pick up a breather. Is nobody popping to the outside? Gin is better in the pocket. Redland Bethany Jean. Shoot the Whiskey is back in fourth, and then Salzburg Olympia. And one last bet. Charmbo Stormy leads as they work their way on up towards the half, and advantage is a length and a half. Gin is better. Redland Bethany Jean, Shoot the Whiskey is racing on the inside fourth, about 6 from the front. Trailing pair Salzburg Olympia, and one last bet. Charmbo Stormy, 55-2, 29-1. Second panel. Charmbo Stormy leads by 2. Now popping out from fourth. There goes Shoot the Whiskey, moving out quickly to take over third, and Shoot the Whiskey is now rolling and is coming in high gear. Charmbro Stormy, Gin is better. Shoot the Whiskey getting submerging to move on up now and threaten. Charmbro Stormy is going to open a couple of lengths though. Shoot the Whiskey on the outside has work to do. Gin is better is third, and Salzburg Olympia is coming hard. 3/4, 123-2. They have to catch Charmbro Stormy. That lead is about a length and 3/4. Shoot the Whiskey. Salzburg Olympia. Gin is better on down the stretch. Ryford Charmbro Stormy. Salzburg Olympia, and coming to the finish, it is Charmbo Stormy to win. Shoot the Whiskey, then Salzburg Olympia, and Gin is better. 152 flat. Charmbo Stormy raced really well. Dominant, went to the front and just kept on going, Sugar.
Yeah, 26-1 opening quarter mile cooker. And that might have cost the front two behind her. Gin is better, could do nothing from the pocket, and even Redland Bethany Jean, well, she was used a bit trying for a spot up close. She had to take back to third. So the 1 and 3 didn't like that hot opening quarter, 26-1. Then you had some closing speed. Shoot the Whiskey, a much better account of herself tonight versus her latest. And even Salzburg Olympia, she came from a long ways back. It was a good horse race. The 2 and 4, they just ran out of track and ran out of time.
What I like that Austin did there is heading towards 3/4 and on the final turn, open up a little bit because you know Shoot the Whiskey is going to be coming.
That was it, right? That was likely the winning move. Try to get away from them going into the final turn, and the outside movement, they were closing, but it was tough to make up ground when on a turn and you're outside like that. So nice pick, lone pick. Of the cappers taking Charmbo Stormy there, and did indeed. They came playing her late. The players made her a 6-5 favorite in there.
The money followed me down. Like I shouldn't be leading people because I'm more likely to lead you astray than lead you in the right direction. That's the exception there. 5
They
2.
followed you there, Gary.
Well, 5-2-4. I got the top three, but Gin is better. I wasn't loyal to Eddie, even though I thought that Gin is better had been racing better, although only was able to hold on to a fourth. But one to watch for next time out.
100%. I agree.
Back in front of us, the winner of race number 3. It is number 5, Chumbro Stormy, 7-year-old sports rider, Bay Mare, by Ron Nobes, trained by Jared Mann. Austin Sorey, the winning driver. It's the 8th win this year, 24th lifetime for Chumbro Stormy. And the third race, Andy's retirement race. Andy's retiring. He's done. Happy retirement, Andy. The third race payouts 5, Chumbro Stormy, $450, $3 2 Shoot the Whiskey, $380 and $240, and 4 Salzburg Olympia, $230. $2 exactor, $15.50 try, $15.95, super 40.80, 20 cents super 8.16. Third race, order of finish from the top, 4-2-6-3-1-5. That's 4-2-6-3-1-5 at the bottom.
Winbag Farm of Ontario is home to outstanding sires, including three-time millionaire pacer tattoo artist who is new in 2025, the last great son of the legendary Sub Beach Somewhere and multiple stakes champion Beach Glass, Meadowlands Pace and Ontario Sire Stakes champion Lawless Shadow, and the richest pacing stallion in all of harness racing history, the great Hall of Famer Mick Wicked. Also standing at Winbag Farm, Archangel, Better Than Cheddar, Betting Line, My MVP in Trixton. For more information, visit winbagfarm.com.
Field for the fourth race on parade. One, the Sleeping Giant, Paul McKenzie for Gary McDonald and Nick Way Farms. Number 2 is Lomo Problems, Austin Story for Kevin Botts and Mary Christopher. Number 3, Nobody's Hero, Semifilia for Gabby Sasso and Joe Tinelli. Number 4 is Stonebridge Impish. Terry Fritz drives and trains and owns. 5 is Always Orderly. Mike Whalen for Walter Whalen and Chris Nickel. Number 6 Ace 44 Jordan. Brody LeCain for Craig Gilmore and Dana White. And number 7 is Never Assume. Daryl Cheeson for Rod Boyd and Jefferson Davis. The 4th race, the race to Oasis. Let's get a look at this field. And I think we should start with number 4, Stonebridge Impish. Good form coming in, Sugar.
Yeah, really good form. First, second, and third in each of the last 3. The Colt son of McWicked. He's been up at Clinton. He's been at Hanover. He was here at Grand River Raceway early June when finishing 5th. A nice back quarter, 28-1 for a trip in 58. Now that he's got another 4 starts under his belt, he could be sitting on a big one this evening, Gary. Terry Fritz does it all. Read by Angie Stiller out of London. Stonebridge Impish here. Love the chances. I think he's ready for a trip in about 56.
Yeah, and Terry doesn't have strong numbers yet this year, but other years he's had some pretty big numbers over his entire career. And, of course, son of Bud Fritz, famous great horseman, so comes by the horsemanship, honestly.
Yeah, and the thing about this horse, you look to the left, you look to the right, there's not much for gate speed. I mean, the one that took all the early action, number 1, the Sleeping Giant, but that's the lone 2-year-old facing the older horses here. So for me, Stonebridge Impish, 2-1's about right, but wouldn't be surprised to see him going away at 6-5.
Well, I expected him to be quite the favorite-ish in this 4th race.
Sure.
Number 2, little more problems. Well, last race, because this is one that was having some problems, last race wasn't as much of a problem, beaten just half a length.
Yeah, good learning curve, I think, for this one last time out. Traveled first up a long ways. I mean, you look at him sitting 5th and 7 lengths back at the quarter. So he's at his quarter in 29, and he's at 3/4, parked out through that middle half. 125. So he's parked the middle half there, 56. So that's lots to build on here, Gary.
And you know what? Went faster, so I don't fault him for a 31-1 final quarter because was certainly putting up 3 strong fractions, but a race to move forward off of. Number 5, Always Orderly. Mike Whalen and Walter Whalen. We saw Team Whalen a little earlier this evening close and finish second. This is one that shows that 27-1 final quarter in the qualifier.
And that's exactly why I've gone there as a top 3 threat. Good looking. Colt son of Always Be Mickey here. I don't think we're going to see a whole lot of gate speed, if any at all. But a 27-1 kicker, first time behind the gate at Woodbine Mohawk Park. Worth a look with these.
A lot of the ones that when Mike drives for Walter and early in their career, they drive them from off the pace and teach them how to race. And I expect him to be flying much like his qualifier late in the mile. Number 7, Never Assume. We both used this one for 4th. And I'll tell you that last qualifier of the 2, it's got me peaked to see because after a 31-3 opening quarter, really got it rolling.
Yeah, not a very big son of Dance and Lou, but I like the way he got driven last time out in the qualifier. Thiessen was on board, had him parking through the quarter, just kind of floated him on out of there, but really picked it up. Second quarter, 28-4, then he's 29-1, and still 29-4 in the end. Never Assume. I think you want to look at this horse. If he can find a spot, maybe top 3 or 4 early going, look for him late.
And you know who I used for second best in here? I took a flyer on 3 Nobody's Hero. 10-1 morning line is bet down to 4-1. This will be just the second start of the year. Doesn't have a top 3 finish yet, but the thought after that, just lagging back first quarter last time out, really picked it up. In fact, had a pretty nice middle half of 56-3.
Yeah, I mean, 56-2 trip in the latest. Lots to build on there. Just not a whole lot of early speed showing thus far, but might decide to find some interest early in this one. The players have been pegged as a 7-2 choice right now.
Yeah, they're a little more on them, and that is my second choice. But we both know who the first choice is. We both love Stonebridge Impish, and Terry Fritz is 2-1 and might drop from there. It's the Sleeping Giant, Lomo Problems on the inside of the center. Nobody's Hero, Stonebridge Impish, and Always Orderly. To the outside, Ace 44 Jordan, and Never Assume. The fourth race, the race to Oasis Pace. They're moving in behind the gate and towards the start. Field for race number 4 is at the start of the round, and Never Assume is going to blast out. Stonebridge Impish and the Sleeping Giant. Little More Problems, Nobody's Hero, then Always Orderly, and Ace 44 Jordan is trailing the field. Never Assume has got the front right now for Double Barrel Darrell. Leads by 2 1/4. Stonebridge Impish is forwardly placed second. Nobody's Hero continues to drive on the outside, is hippity hopping it a little bit though. And then the Sleeping Giant and Little More Problems, and back to Always Orderly, and then back trailing the field as they work their way on up towards us is Ace 44 Jordan. But Never Assume and Daryl Thiessen's got the lead. Nobody's Hero now has smoothened out and is moving up first over. Stonebridge Impish is in the pocket, and Nobody's Hero is going to stride up and clear to the front, or at least try to clear to the front, but now is having some difficulties on the turn again. And it is Nobody's Hero now is going to come on and take over. 27-4 opening quarter, and they work on into the backstretch. And now on the outside, moving rapidly, is Little More Problems, and then Never Assume. Stonebridge Impish is still patiently driven, racing forth about 7 off the lead. Then Ace 44 Jordan, the Sleeping Giant, and then it is back to Always Orderly. And Little More Problems is going to be a problem for the field because has opened and leads now by about 5 or 6 lengths, and then Never Assume and Stonebridge Impish as the field hustles by 3/4, 126-4. Little More Problems at 4-1 leads by about 5, and Never Assume. Stonebridge Impish is getting a little closer, but still plenty of work to do. Then Ace 44 Jordan and Always Orderly is kicking in late and is starting to pass horses on down the stretch. Drive they come, and slowing noticeably is Little More Problems, and on the outside Never Assume is going to come back around. Never Assume, Little More Problems, and then Always Orderly and Stonebridge Impish. And well, after Never Assume gave up the lead, maybe you could assume that it was all over for that one, but no, Never Assume, Sugar.
Ninth over Grand River. It just took him right to the back of the bus and followed along. Then big learning curve last time out. As mentioned, was showing early speed, floated on out of there, grabbed the lead, going to the half. It was 28-4 through the second frame. Then he's 29-1. Just a little bit light on the end of his mile, but if there was a beware horse in that field, the 7 was going to be it.
Outside,
real nice price player from the outside gate, and certainly sweetens up those multi-leg wagers going forward.
Yeah, goodbye to our multi-legs, but for those who are still alive, that certainly makes it be a nicer ticket now. And look, boy, Little More Problems looked heading into the final turn to be home and cooled out, but also probably had put up some serious enough fractions that you still had some work left to do, and well, Never Assume came right back.
Indeed. I mean, for a young horse, first career start to do that, I mean, to leave, get past, and come back and fight on. I mean, real nice debut for the son of Dance and Lou. I wasn't a big fan of the size, but there's a big motor under the hood here.
Yeah, they don't put that on the winner's check, though. I think they give you the same amount of money regardless how big or small the horse is.
100%. I mean, here you go, 10-1 on top of a 2, 5, and 4. I mean, the late action certainly came from or for that number 3, Nobody's Hero. I couldn't figure that out.
Yeah, and I mean, Nobody's Hero also looked kind of bumpy and had some problems. I mean, Sammy wanted to drive him aggressively, but also then just difficult on the turns.
Yeah, you mentioned it a few times. A little bumpy on the opening turn, and then that second turn was a little tricky. I thought he was going to be fine when they straightened out, though. He wanted to roll off stride and down into the safety lane he went. But Price players are loving this Wednesday evening at the river. Likely some more nice prices right here in the fourth.
And it's not like a Never Assume isn't one you could have at least thought, because that last qualifier, after that slow opening quarter, put together three strong quarters, so it's not completely unexpected. 10-1 double barrel Daryl. It's a 7-2-5-4 back in front of us. Number 7, Never Assume. 3-year-old Dancing Lube, gelding by Rod Boyd and Jefferson Davis. Rod Boyd, the trainer. Double barrel Daryl Thiessen with the win. First start for Never Assume. The fourth race, the race to Oasis. And they'll be out trackside for a photo with double barrel Daryl and Never Assume. 157-1. The fourth race. Number 7, Never Assume. 22.60, 10.90 and $5. 2, Little More Problems. 5.43.60 and 5. Always Orderly. 4.90. $2 Exactor, 125.90. Dollar Try, 321.85. Dollar Super, 742.75. 20-cent Super, 148.55. The fourth race, so her finish from the top, 6274351. That's 6274351 on the bottom. Field 4, race number 5. On parade 1, Greystone Cheeto Lauren House for the estate of Samuel Taylor. Number 2 is 3 Gems, Reese Richardson for Darren Rayner and Mary Harris. There is number 5, Alamo Sealster, Daryl Thiessen for Dana Lloyd. And number 4, Kelly's Skipper, semi-failure for Terry Gallant and Hal Smith and Ian Smith. And number 6 is All She Can, Jay Harris for Wayne Smith. Number 7, Century Kiss Me, Damian McClellan for Ben Wallace and Wallace Standardbridge. A Tobin's Wish, Travis Collar for Robert Jarvis and James Wilson. And note that 3 is Southwind Maritime and Paul McKenzie for Michael Lloyd. It's a field of 8 for race number 5. There is 3 Southwind Maritime. And Sugar, just a note with the picks, Ken Middleton's top pick is number 6, All She Can. It was listed as the 7, but that's because of that problem with how the race office handles early scratches and the ill-advised decision to scratch the horse and then print the program afterwards with different numbers than the original draw. And I'll just keep harping on that, and one day maybe they'll get it changed. But just note that Ken Middleton's pick is 6, All She Can, and not the 7 that's listed in the program or that was listed on the graphics. And let's get to your top one. Number 4, Kelly's Kira. You're all over this one.
For the angle that it's a second time for the trainer Terry Gallant. Lost every chance when making an early break in the latest over Grand River Raceway. She did not take any action whatsoever. She was almost 40-1 on that occasion. But the qualifier before that showed she could home in 29 flat, a trip in 59-1. This is kind of a wide open mix of claiming mares. I mean, you're getting 7-5 right now on the 6, All She Can. I don't think any horse in here should be 7-5. I could see a long shot or two, but no heavy favorites with this field.
And the thing with Kelly's Kira is the class drop, because that's the first thing you look at. This is this bottom level 8,000 claimer, and we see a few that are dropping into it, and Kelly's Kira is one of those. If she stays flat, should have a big chance. 9-1 on the board. You're calling your shot, and well, you called your shot the other day. You were laser focused on a horse at 25-1 that got home. We'll see if you can get this one home. 6, All She Can is my top pick, and yeah, I don't like the price at 7-5, but certainly comes in off of a good last race.
Yeah, decent second over a sloppy track at the river, 57-1. I'm not sure what we're going to see for early speed, but Jay Harris on board. He likes to put them in play, so maybe she can find a spot up in the front half of the field. Again, I didn't see there being a heavy favorite in here, and for right now, number 6 at 3-2 is a heavy favorite. I'd be hoping for more like 2-1, 5-2 on this mare.
One Greystone Cheeto has been getting inside advantage at Sarnia. It's not as big of an advantage or advantage at all here, and this is one that's winless on the year, but can be used on the ticket.
Morning line favorite, right? Finished third against a couple of nice animals. Wall Street Belle, Blossom on the Beach. If either one of those were in here, they would be even money favorites, I'm sure. She was finishing third behind them, a quick trip 56-2. The start before that, though, she's on the lead all the way at Sarnia, and she got beat, paced her mile in 59 flat. It was a fast track. She's winless thus far. in 2025. But a win wouldn't surprise me. A win would not surprise me for any one of these mares.
And a quick thought on 7th Century Kiss Me and 8 Tobin's Wish, and one note with 8 Tobin's Wish, trailer post.
Yeah, Tobin's Wish should be all right. Following out some speed, Greystone Cheeto. The best value on the board, in my opinion, right now has to be that 7th Century Kiss Me. She can gate blast, and she is better than she shows. I'd be in on her at 14-1 all day.
And Ben Wallace, who's had a lot of success in his career. It's a field of 8, and note 8 Tobin's Wish scores from the trailer post. They're working into the backstretch, gathering speed approaching the start. Field 4, race number 5 is in position. And they're at the start and they're off, and it is Century Kiss Me and All She Can. We're going to go Greystone Cheeto, Alamo Sealster, Tobin's Wish from the second tier, then 3 Gems in Southwind Maritime and Kelly's Kira. Way back early, All She Can leads by 2 1/4. Century Kiss Me, Greystone Cheeto, Alamo Sealster, and Tobin's Wish, and 3 Gems in Southwind Maritime and Kelly's Kira. And they race off the turn. All She Can fell to 4-5 on the board. 26-3 opening quarter. Lead Century Kiss Me, who's 19-1 on the board and is about 2 lengths off the lead. Greystone Cheeto third. Alamo Sealster, then Tobin's Wish, and 3 Gems. And back further Southwind Maritime and Kelly's Kira, 26-3 opening quarter. And they head up towards the half. And All She Can is doing, looking strong right now. Leads by 2 1/4. Century Kiss Me, Greystone Cheeto, 56-1 halftime, 29-3 second panel. And racing fourth is Alamo Sealster. Then it is back to Tobin's Wish and 3 Gems in Southwind Maritime. Not much movement because All She Can is dominant right now, but getting some urging after a solid half of 56-1 to keep on going. All She Can, and Jay Harris appears to be concerned a little bit and is keeping this one alive and leads by 3. Century Kiss Me, Greystone Cheeto, and Tobin's Wish and Alamo Sealster. And the field is about to turn for Omaha. 3/4, 124-4. And it is All She Can as they come on down the stretch by All She Can. And then racing position to second as they come to the finish. Century Kiss Me. All She Can is going to win it over Century Kiss Me. Then Tobin's Wish and Greystone Cheeto. 155 flat. All She Can took a big chunk of money, 4-5 on the board, was able to get home in front, but Jay was working this one to keep her attention going.
Just bottomed out the field, right? That was the game plan. Get to the top, go as far and as fast as she could go. I mean, she's over to 3/4, 124-4, and stops the clock, 55 flat. New life best here for Jay Harris on board, a Wayne Smith, owned and trained All She Can. Again, just bottoming out the field. The money was on her, right, and she was good to go.
And I imagine that Jay is just worried that she might be one that can get a little lazy on the lead, so he just kept her attention going.
Did keep her attention going. We mentioned 7th Century Kiss Me had a good gate blast, and she picks up a nice second at a big price.
The 2 that you used towards the bottom of the ticket get second and third because also Tobin's Wish, who got out okay from the trailer post.
Did too, and squeezed on through there to be third over Greystone Cheeto. My 4 Kelly's Kira. Every chance away was taken off the early break again, and I'll be steering clear of that one next time.
Yeah, after Kelly's Kira, you were right about the next 4, but and look, you know, you got to take your shots because so what if you miss a 4-5 shot and Kelly's Kira was a shot with a glass drop, but it's got some work to do.
Got some work to do indeed.
I think when I was a kid in school, I used to get a remark on my report card: incomplete. I think that's what we'll call Kelly's Kira, incomplete.
100%.
It's a 6-7-8-1-3. Number 6, All She Can, 5-year-old all bets off bay mare, owned and trained by Wayne Smith, Jay Harris, the winning drive. All She Can. Second win on the year for All She Can. And it is the seventh win lifetime. 155 flat. Fifth race. Payouts number 6, All She Can, 392, 72, 50. 7 Century Kiss Me, 1260, 730, and 8 Tobin's Wish, 380. $2 exactor, 69, $10 try, 129.85. 20-cent high five, 658.49. We had a dollar pick 3 of 71.20. Dollar pick 4, $300.50. And we had a 20-cent pick 5 of 192.63. The fifth race sort of finished from the top. 465-87123. That's 465-87123.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. Getting set for the back half of this Wednesday evening program. We've got 5 dashes left. Starting up in race 6 with a pick 5 opportunity. The early pick 5 came back well, just shy of $200 on a 20-cent wager. That ticket posted on the broadcast, winning ticket. Nice payout. Speaking of nice payout, that high 5, crazy good payout. Favorite on top. Over $650 coming back on a 20-cent high 5 play in the 5th. Just a crazy good payout. There's been some nice prices all night long here at the river. Let's keep things going. Race number 6, starting up the late pick 5. Let's bring up some ticket ideas, courtesy of yours truly, Gary Guy, Connolly Ecclestone. There's going to be some singles here. Number 4, Aaron Wood Big Mac's going to be a single for me at 3 to 5. Easy wins in each of the latest 2. We'll use that one as a single to start things up. Race number 7, we're using a couple coming in from Woodbine Mohawk Park. The 1, Sir Handel Hanover, son of Better's Delight, Austin Sorey on board, and also including number 3, Barracuda Hanover with Travis Cullen, a 2-year-old son of Bulldog Hanover right there. 1 and 3 for me in the 7th. Going to go 3 deep. In the 8th race, the middle leg, Asiago Sealster, likely to be a favorite there. Though the 4, Volcanic, just has to mind the manners to be a player. 6, Strong Man Hanover, switching to blinkers and coming in off a 153 flat trip in the latest. I would not be leaving 6, Strong Man Hanover, off the ticket. Race number 8, leg 3 of the pick 5 play. Back to a single in race 9, number 2, Johnny Law. Finds a good spot. He's dropping in class slightly. Didn't take to the sloppy going too well last time out, though the start before that, huge back half. Ben Hollingsworth training, Jason Ryan driving to Johnny Law. Absolute single for me in race number 9. And then we're going to go deep in the final leg, race 10, using a 1, 2, 6, and 7. Going deep like that on the end, and still we're only in for $4.80 on a 20-cent wager. Gary Guy has got a pick 5 ticket mapped out as well. There's his singles showing up. Aaronwood Big Mac, leg 1. Barracuda Hanover, leg 2. Asiago Sealster Volcanic, 2 and 4 in race 8. Back to a single in the 9th with Johnny Law from post 2. And then the 10th and final race, he's on 7. Convoy 22 is top selection there with the 4 Onyx Vivino and 2 Lotto Max. $6 even. I think that's a $1 play for Gary. $6 even if you want to play along with Gary's ticket for $1. And the Connolly Ecclestone, his best go then. And he's found a couple of singles. Aaronwood Big Mac, race 6. He's on the 3 and 4 in race 7. 2 and 6. Asiago Sealster, Strongman Hanover, race number 80. Singles up Johnny Law in the 9th, and then he goes deep in the finale as well. 2, 3, 6, 7, and 9. There's a 20-cent play, about $4 even, on a 20-cent wager for the late pick 5. It's not going to cost you a whole lot to take down this late pick 5 at the river. Best of luck to all racing and playing along tonight.
Field for the 6th on parade. 1 laser, Lauren House for Cassidy Schneider and Dr. Steve Taylor. Number 2 is Cincinnati, Daryl Thiessen for Derek Anderson and Gord Mason. And 3 is Snowpori, Travis Cullen for Ashley Lenvoy and Gino Toscani. And number 4, Aaron Wood, Big Mac, Anthony Hahn for Tim Myers and David Omiccioli. Number 5, Bruiser on Broadway, Steve Beimer for Dale Hurd and Louis F. Timmy Addison and Antonio Tangretta. Number 6 lines, Frankie J. Jason Ryan for Randy Harrison, 3 lines racing. And number 7 is the Cheeky Bugger, Damien McClellan for Emma Christopher and Charlamos Christoforou. And field of 7, race number 6. Let's get a look at this field. Number 4, Aaron Wood, Big Mac. Well, fried the field in each of the last couple. Would you like some fries with that? Aaron Wood, Big Mac.
Well, you know what? Tough to go against, right? Off of those 2 victories, leaving right behind the car with some gate speed to work with. He's a big son of McWicked, who's been doing some good things at Grand River Raceway, the Life Best 53, and 2 in the latest. Again, tough to go against. A likely single for most everybody on this opening leg of the Pick 5.
Yeah, you don't have to look very long, and this is why we have a single in this one. In fact, I tried the idea of singling in all 5 legs, and this is the easiest one of the 5, I thought. And number 2, Cincinnati. Well, the last race just maybe expended a little too much energy early and paid for it late. But still, if you look further down the page, you see some form.
I think that's what it was, Gary. I mean, worked hard to grab control, 27-3, and then wasn't letting up a whole lot through that half, and 55-4. So the hot early pace certainly caught up with this one late. Maybe cover them up early and follow a helmet and see how far you can get to. Daryl Thiessen's been doing a good job with them. He was a big price last time out. He should be 14-1 with these.
The next one I want to talk about is number 1, Laser, and I cheated you. I said you picked a 25-1, 28-1. Let's not cheat, because 28-1, pretty impressive. You were laser focused on that one. The only thing is here, to take Laser over Aaron Wood, Big Mac would be stretching it, because 58-4 win last time out, and well, what did Big Mac do? 53-2.
Yeah, that's a 5-second difference. Laser. I can use him as a top 3 threat in here, but not for the victory. The reason I went to him last time out, Gary, I mentioned it on the show. The start before that, the season debut where he finished 5th, he had lots of pace through the stretch, but he had a horse in front of him. And Lauren House was really grabbing onto him finishing. So he gets along pretty good when following horses and wants to, he appears to want to go around them. It's a tougher spot, much tougher spot for him to think of beating these. But for a top 3 threat, indeed.
Well, and you've got to be loyal to the one that rewarded you so nicely. Number 3, Snowport, is one that I used to be on a little bit, but now, I just not as impressed of late. But look, still one you can use on the Super, because 3 consecutive 4ths, but before that, a nice second as well.
Need much more on that final quarter speed, Gary. 30 and 31 seconds, not going to get you a whole lot, but 4th best finishes, and that's why I'm using this one for 4th in here. But you know what? Finishes 2nd or 3rd in here, wouldn't surprise me.
One that I threw on my ticket is actually getting more money than I thought. 6 lines, Frankie J. Now it's a first start for Randy Harris, had been with Greg McNairn, has been off since Halloween. But also, you do see this one after a slow opening quarter, qualified reasonably well after that with the next 3 quarters, but been off a long while.
Great looking Colt Son of Lion Somewhere. I'm not sure. I kind of got thinking I wanted to wait and see him a start, but late action is coming for him here. Surprising to see him at 2-1 against Aaron Wood, Big Mac.
He looks reasonably fired up and ready to rock and roll. We'll see, but still, Aaron Wood, Big Mac, fried them in the last couple, and we might be getting some fries again here. It's a field of 7 with Laser and Cincinnati on the inside. Snowport, Aaron Wood, Big Mac, Bruiser on Broadway to the outside lines. Frankie J and the Cheeky Bugger. It's a field of 7. It's race number 6 on a wonderful Wednesday evening as the field is wending their way towards the start. Field for the 6th race, all gathered in behind the gate at the river. And They're at the start of the rough, and Cincinnati is going to drive out. Laser on the inside. Aaron Wood Big Mac now second. Laser third. Then Bruiser on Broadway. Snowport, the Cheeky Bucker, and Lions Frankie J relaxed away to trail the field. And Aaron Wood Big Mac wants to be on top. And Aaron Wood Big Mac is able to drive on now and grab the front and leads at a couple over Cincinnati. And Laser is right now third. Then Snowport is racing in mid-pack fourth as the field comes off the turn. 27-4 opening quarter. Then back there in fifth is Bruiser on Broadway in front of Lions Frankie J and the Cheeky Bucker. But right now it is Aaron Wood Big Mac looking to pick up a second panel breather. 27-4 opening quarter, and the field heads towards the half, and that is Cincinnati, who's dialed in second. And racing position third is Laser. 3 off the lead. Snowport is racing fourth. And now Lions Frankie J on the outside is starting to roll. Then Bruiser on Broadway. And the Cheeky Bucker. Aaron Wood Big Mac is 1-9 on the board. 35-1 Cincinnati is staying with Aaron Wood Big Mac. The rest of the field is well back. Lions Frankie J is trying to grab third and take it from Laser. And they race their round toward three quarters. That second panel breather was 30-1, half of 58. Aaron Wood Big Mac and Anthony Hahn looks unconcerned. In the pocket is Cincinnati, 126-3 the three-quarter time. And Aaron Wood Big Mac and Cincinnati. Aaron Wood Big Mac now by 2. Now by 2.5 as they're... Now it is Aaron Wood Big Mac starting to open up as Anthony Hahn is putting a little daylight behind him. And Aaron Wood Big Mac still just a training mile. Fries the field again. Now Lions Frankie J is going to pick up second. Cincinnati's third. And then on the inside fourth was Laser. 155 flat. Aaron Wood Big Mac just enjoys racing in this maiden class. And I think until he moves out of this class, Sugar, I think we're just going to see more of this.
Yeah, it was kind of easy again, straight to the top. Cincinnati, I figured, would be in for a helmet trip and just a little light on the end of it. Real nice season debut there for Lions Frankie J. He came from a long ways back. Jason Ryan on board for the trainer Randy Harris. Will be certainly looking for that one next time because that back half for the 6 is likely 55 and change. A strong finish there, but they weren't beating Aaron Wood Big Mac tonight.
No, Aaron Wood Big Mac could have spotted the field maybe 20 lengths and still beat them. He was that much the best, and Anthony's just sitting there like, tell me when it's over.
Oh, come on, Gary.
Look, when you got that much horse, you don't really have to, you just sit still. Don't fall off the bike.
Well, again, that's 6, though. I don't think he wants to meet up with Lions Frankie J anytime soon after that effort.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're going to see that when Lions Frankie J more because at some point, obviously, Aaron Wood Big Mac will be moving up in class. Lions Frankie J will be a little tighter because that's a pretty strong start for being off since October 31st.
Huge. Yeah, like I said, 55 and change maybe for the final half. Very strong on the end of it, but Aaron Wood Big Mac just, you know what, he's on the rotation and the confidence is riding high. It was very tough to go against.
It's a 4-6-2-1 back in front of us. Number 4, Aaron Wood Big Mac, a 3-year-old McWicked bay gelding by David Omaccioli. Tim Myers is the trainer. Anthony Hahn, the winning driver. It's the third win in 3 starts this year for Aaron Wood Big Mac, 155 flat. sixth race, payouts for Aaronwood Big Mac, 210, 210, 210. 6 lines, Frankie J, 340, 332. Cincinnati's 350. $2 exactor, 920. Dollar try, 1335. Dollar super, 5130. The sixth race, order of finish from the top, 4351627. That's 4351627.
Alrighty, here we go for a late pick four now. Covers the final four races this evening at Grand River Raceway. The pick four, part of that go-to wagering menu that includes the pick fives we've seen, races 1 and 6. They started up. The high fives are in races 5 and 10, and the pick fours. Well, We had one in race 2, and we got one starting up here in race number 7. We've got one shipping in from the big track of Woodbine Mohawk Park for trainer Jack Darling. Travis Cullen will be driving number 3, Barracuda Hanover. This 2-year-old son of Bulldog Hanover opens at even money. We're using that one, and we're going to use another one shipping in from the big track, Sir Handel Hanover, for trainer Anthony Beaton. Austin Sorey on board. Double digits, big double digits, 16-1 for the one. I'm using 1 and 3. Start things up. Race number, should say race number 8 there for the leg 2 of the pick 4 play. This is races 7, 8, 9, and 10 for the late pick 4. Okay, so 2, 4, and 6 for me in race number 8. We do single up number 2, Johnny Law. That would be in race number 9. And in race 10, the finale is where we go deepest of all with a 1, 2, 6, and 7. Convoy 22 will be trying to make it 4 in a row for trainer Kyle Bossons with Damian McClellan on board, his choice to drive. Number 7, Convoy 22, there in the finale. One more ticket to get a look at here will be for Gary Guy. There's the adjustment. Races 7, 8, 9, and 10 covering the late pick 4 at the river. So Gary with his singles. Barracuda Hanover, odds on right now for trainer Jack Darling. A single for Gary here in the opening leg of the pick 4. He went 2, Asiago Sealster, and the 4 Volcanic in race number 8. Back to a single in the 9th. Johnny Law kind of popping off the page in that one. And then for Gary on the end of it, 7, 4, and 2. His top selection being the 7, Convoy 22. The way this ticket looks on the screen, it's $6 even. That would be for $1 wager. So cheap ticket to play along for $1 with Gary Guy on his late pick 4. Conley Ecclestone has a ticket idea as well. Let's bring in Conley's late pick 4. And Conley going too deep, starting things up. Barracuda Hanover, All-Star Chords. First-time starter there with Steve Byron on board after a couple of qualifiers, a decent one, and the latest over Georgian Downs, winning in 158 and 3. So for Conley in leg 2, he's on the 2, Asiago Sealster, and the 6, Strongman Hanover. I've got a circle around both of those in my program. Number 6, Strongman Hanover, switching to blinkers in race number 8. We're all on a single in the 9th race. Number 2, Johnny Law, again, kind of popping off the page there for Jason Ryan being on board for the trainer Ben Hollingsworth. And Conley, too, will be going deep on the end of things. 2, 3, 6, 7, 9. He's using 5 of them on the end of the pick 4. His 20-cent wager, $4 even. Best of luck playing along with this go-to wager at the river. It's the late pick 4, starting up here in race number 7. Gary Guy with a post parade next.
And there is a look at the paddock camera. Paddock camera presented by the Ontario Equine and Education Employment Program. Field for the 7th on parade 1, Sir Handel Hanover, Austin Sorey for Anthony Beaton and Ellen Ott. Number 2 is Chief Hauser, Bruce Richardson for Greg McNair, Ross and Brent Holmes. And number 3, Barracuda Hanover, Travis Cullen for John Darling and Bradley Grant. Number 4, All-Star Chord, Steve Byron for Dale Hernan and Antonio Tangretta. Number 5 is Gobi Hanover, semi-folio for Desiree Jones and Gino Toscani. Number 6, Chucky Bovino, Jay Harris for Lacey McCabe and Glenview Livestock. Number 7 is Fishing in the Shadows, Daryl Thiessen for Joshua McGibbon and Paul Batter. And number 8 is Freight Full of Gold, Jason Ryan for Jessica Hayter and Ed Hayter. Absent from the parade, and there now is Freight Full of Gold. It's a field of 8. Race number 7. Let's get a look at this field. Sugar, I love Barracuda Hanover. You also added one in your multi-legs, but I singled up, and I'm on a stretch right now of 8 consecutive singles that have managed to get the job done, so I got to keep the streak going. Barracuda Hanover. How about that 26-2 final quarter in that grassroots race last time out?
That for sure pops off the page, doesn't it? That was the career debut. And that was after a winning qualifier in 56-4 when on top all the way. So not only does he have great late speed on the end, but he's got a pretty good gate push by the looks of it from the winning qualifier on June 28th. 1-2 right now. Wouldn't be surprised to see him go even a little bit lower, Gary.
$159,000 yearling purchase, and well, you know, Jack Darling's had 1 or 2 good horses in his career.
Yeah, he had a pretty good one in Bulldog Hanover, right? Fastest horse in history, 1:45-4, and it's one of my favorite racing seasons over the last decade or two. I mean, I was able to meet the horse in person. I was able to get a couple of bar shoes that he used to train down with that season. And come along Christmas, Jack sent me a horseshoe from Bulldog Hanover where he won the pacing derby at Woodbine Mohawk Park. So I was a big fan of Bulldog Hanover, still am, and I'm going to be a fan of his babies too. And here we go, Barracuda Hanover. Let's do it.
Son of Bulldog Hanover sitting at 3-5. Number 1, Sir Handel Hanover. Well, Austin Sorry, Anthony Beaton, and well, they've got some credentials.
Got him pegged as best of the rest here. I think it kind of looks like Barracuda Hanover for the win. And if there's one for second, I think it's the other one that's coming in from Woodbine Mohawk Park that has had a start. A trip in 56-1, back quarter, 28-2. Not sure what we're going to see from this 2-year-old son of Better's Delight, but we'll give him a shot for the deuce. Austin Sorry, hot hands.
After those 2, then you went fishing, and you came up with Fishing in the Shadows for your 3rd one.
Yeah, I like this one. I mean, a little more experience here, a couple of runner-up finishes. The connections opt for a can't-see back bridle, so they're hoping for something a little different, maybe something a little more from Fishing in the Shadows, Colt son of Shadow Play.
And what about number 5, Gobi Hanover? This is one that, well, has had just one start and broken equipment and had to work on the outside for a piece.
And that's the thing. And we get Sammy Filion, certainly knows his way to the winner's circle. So it's a driver change from Gino over to Sammy Filion. Here's the thing, Gary. If I've got a 6-4-2, I'm likely going to throw in the 8. If I got a 3-1-7, I'm going to throw in the 5. It's just a numbers game for me. When using this 5 with my 3-1-7, looking for the odd-numbered superfecta. Easy as that.
Well, I got to tell you, the one that I think we're missing on is 6, Chucky Bovino. Now, you might look at the 59-2 qualifier and be too enamored, but 32-1 opening quarter, and after that, then it really picked up. Came home in 28-3. A qualifier over this track. I like me some Chucky Bovino. I think is going to be moving in here.
I can understand you going that way because I know you like your bovino horses.
I just think there's something in there, and, well, it's Jay Harris, Lacey McCabe. Lacey puts up lots of strong numbers year in and year out, and it's Sir Handel Hanover, Chief Hauser, Barracuda Hanover on the inside. In the center, All-Star Chords and Gobi Hanover. The outside, Chucky Bovino, Fishing in the Shadows and Freight Full of Gold. The 7th race, the Home Hardware Pace. Field of 8, the 7th dash. They're at the start and they're off, and Sir Handel Hanover is going to leave well. And also getting out alertly right now, All-Star Chords, and All-Star Chords wants to lead the choir to the quarter. Sir Handel Hanover is second. Barracuda Hanover is going to find the pylons third. Chief Hauser fourth, and then Chucky Bovino fishing in the shadows. Then it is back further, and Gobi Hanover and trailing is Freightful of Gold. And now driving Barracuda Hanover is flashing some heart right now and is going to drive up, and it is Barracuda Hanover who fell to 1-9 on the board, who's come on to get the lead. Barracuda Hanover leads at a length and a half, and All-Star Chords strums along in second. Sir Handel Hanover is racing third. Then fourth is Cheese Hauser, Chucky Bovino fishing in the shadows. Then it is back further to Freightful of Gold, and trailing the field, Gobi Hanover. Up at 27-4 opening quarter, Barracuda Hanover planted on the lead, 58-3 halftime, 30-4 second panel. Barracuda Hanover. All-Star Chords is still filling the pocket. Sir Handel Hanover is third. Now moving on the outside, fishing in the shadows is starting to try to reel in the front-stepping Barracuda Hanover. And off stride, Chucky Bovino is moved out of it as they race on toward three quarters, and by three quarters Chief Hauser is racing fifth, but Barracuda Hanover and Travis Cullen looking comfortable on top. All-Star Chords is still right there in the hunt, though, a length and a half back as they're about to turn for home. Barracuda Hanover and All-Star Chords as they come on down the stretch ride, and then Sir Handel Hanover and fishing in the shadows, but Barracuda Hanover gets a little bit of urging coming to the finish to keep going. Barracuda Hanover will win. All-Star Chords was second best, and then fishing in the shadows, and Sir Handel Hanover 155-3. Barracuda Hanover, they got that second panel breather, and then were able to put up a pretty nice mile of 55-3. Sugar.
The early speed to make it to the front at the quarter, 27-4, was able to steal away through the second frame, 30-4 there, and then picked it up again through the third quarter, 28-4, and then he's 28-1 on the end of it. Wonderful learning curve for this great looking son of Bulldog Hanover. He appeared to do it quite easy, though the horse that finished second, 2-year-old son of Century Pharaoh. Certainly be looking for that one next time. He was a very sharp second best finisher there.
Yeah, the first-time starter had a pretty strong back half in the qualifier at Georgian Downs. And two qualifiers. The latter one is the one that can catch your eyes. And so All-Star Chords is one that I think we can keep an eye out for next time out, because although I think Barracuda Hanover could have gone more, and Travis had to tap this one because kind of might have fallen asleep a little bit on the lead there, but All-Star Chords, we can look for that one. And then Sir Handel Hanover was in it with Fishing in the Shadows, who your other two did get to third and fourth.
Yeah, the 1 and 7 I was looking for in there. I couldn't find the 4, but of course I should have took a closer look at that back half in the Georgian Downs qualifiers, because indeed that's a pretty nice final half for All-Star Chords. Steve Byron on board for trainer Dale Hurd, and yeah, we'll be looking for him again. Even the 1 and 7, it's they're all going in the right direction following that, the top 4 for sure.
1-9 Barracuda Hanover, 9 consecutive singles in multi-legs that I've managed to get through. Now, if you can find singles, you can certainly save yourself a lot of currency.
You can. You are a numbers guy. We said it earlier. I'll say it again. You know your numbers.
Well, I can count to 10, believe it or not.
Boom.
It's a 3-4-7-1 back in front of us. Number 3, Barracuda Hanover. A 2-year-old Bulldog Hanover Bay gelding by Jack Darling and Bradley Graham. Jack Darling's the trainer. Travis Cullen, the winning driver. Barracuda Hanover victorious in the 7th, showing the heart to win in 155-3. Oh, trackside note, we have a group from Home Hardware. Seventh race. Number 3, Barracuda Hanover. 210, 210, 210 for All-Star Courts. 876.47. Fishing in the Shadows, $4. $2 exactor is $16.30. Dollar try, $42.20. Dollar Super 125.60. 20-cent Super 25.12. Seventh race order finish from the top. 451-278-36. That's 451-278-36 on the bottom.
I'm Natasha Day. I train and drive harness racing horses at London, Ontario. These are my main products that I use in my racehorse barn that are all Omega Alpha, the Biotic 8, the Immune Plus, the Anti-Flam, which is great for the horses after they've had a hard day racing. The Biotic 8, I swear by it. Get all the dapples out, gets the old coat out, gets everything pumping and moving and makes the shine really come out.
Winbank Farm graduates have earned close to $465 million and have won nearly 50,000 times, selling yearlings eligible to Delaware, Indiana, Kentucky, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, Ontario, and Pennsylvania, producing yearlings from outstanding sires including American Ideal, Bettor's Delight, Cattle Wash, Courtly Choice, Father Patrick, and the Great McWicked. For more information, winbackfarm.com.
There's a look at the paddock camera presented by the Ontario Equine Education and Employment Program. Field for the 8th on parade. 1, Brooklyn Strong. Dan O'Brien drives and trains and owns. Number 2 is Asiago Sealster, Scott Young for John Pentland and Ron Molyneux. And the estate of Archie Leach. Number 3 is Longshot Panic, Jay Harris for Wayne Smith. Number 4 is Volcanic, Todd Ratchford for Greg McNair and Barbara Wells. Five is BJ's Choice, Lauren House for Patrick Bissett and William Brown. And number 6, Strongman Hanover Daryl Thiessen for Joshua McKibben and Murray Cox. Let's get a look at this field. We'll stay right there with number 6, Strongman Hanover. Blind Rattle to Blinkers. And last race, Trailer Post actually was a pretty good outing. If you look at the two that beat Strongman Hanover, Devil's Wish has come back to win earlier this evening. And Franco Santana was a really, really well-met winner. So good measuring stick, even though it's a third, and in 53 last time out.
I like this horse. No problem putting this one on top. Daryl Thiessen loves to put them in play. There is gate speed to work with. The main competition likely comes from both the 2 and the 4, but I think this one can beat both of them off the car early. And the connections, they're switching to blinkers, right? better focus when on the lead. And again, we like his chances because he's very sharp right now. 53 flat in the latest, and behind a couple of nice horses. Big number that night. But yeah, if you can get 2-1, I wouldn't take anything less though.
Yeah, this board is pretty wide open, and look, we both like the 2, 4, and 6. We think those the even numbers are stronger than the odd numbers. But the thing with Asiago Sealster that jumps out and will grab everybody's attention and might wind up with that one being the favorite is because of those two 51. Well, 51-1 last start and 51 before it.
Yeah, he's all right. Son of Better Than Cheddar. He was following up a pretty hot pace, right? Like 54 3/2 in the latest when sitting 8. So, of course, he's following up hot fractions. Even the start before that's 55 flat, but not gaining a whole lot of ground, not passing too many horses there, especially in the latest. But 51 speed in each of the latest two. It kind of converts to maybe 52 tonight. And again, 51 would not even be a big surprise for Asiago Sealster to throw out there tonight. A two-time winner this season, first time ever at Grand River Raceway.
Now, one that I thought might not be as well bet is number 4, Volcanic. Made a break last race, was moving well just before that break and coming on, and did win a couple of starts. Doesn't show quite as much speed, close, but not quite as much as the first two. But also, the 2 starts before it were wins, and you don't get rewarded for going faster when you win. I think overall Volcanic, 5 wins in 9 starts, warrants regard.
Yeah, the 4 Volcanic, for sure worth a look in here. The key to him is to keep him flat early. I mean, he made the break after the half mile last time out. I think maybe a speed break, but the start before that where he came home in 55 and a bit, very sharp winning effort. Now, Todd Ratchford goes back on board. I like the job he did with him back on June 18th at Grand River in the Prospect Series. Just kind of floated him on out of there, made a winning move prior to the half, and then it was lights out for the rest of them in there. Come back to show a very nice victory with McNair hopping on board. But Volcanic got him pegged as a top 3 player only. I like the 6 and the 2 and the 2 and the 6. 2's got to stay pacing as well, right? But for me, the 4 Volcanic is the one that needs the clean line here after showing the break last time.
Yeah, the 2's also got some breaks further down, but that was leaving, and
right.
That seems to be sorted out. We both disagree on where we have different ideas on who's 4th best, and you went to the 1 Brooklyn Strong, and I went to 3 Longshot Panic. A thought on either of those 2?
Yeah, Brooklyn Strong for me, showing some pretty good speed at Woodbine Mohawk Park. Even on the Flamboro's half miler, 56 there, kind of converts for me, like 54, 53 here at the River. Longest shot on the board, I'll go with Danny O'Brien all day long for a piece of the superfecta.
Yeah, and my reason for Longshot Panic, second last start, that's one that was 3rd, beaten less than a length to Convoy 22 and Devil's Wish. Kind of a measuring stick in there. We saw Devil's Wish win earlier this evening. It's a field of 6. Brooklyn Strong, Asiago Sealster in the center, Longshot Panic and Volcanic, and to the outside BJ's Choice and Strongman Hanover. Field of 6. Race number 8. And the field for the 8th race. In the backstretch, approaching the start. And the rough. Longshot Panic, Brooklyn Strong, and then Volcanic, and Asiago Sealster. Then Beach Ice Choice and Strongman Hanover is taken back and is going to trail the field. Brooklyn Strong is strong early, and Longshot Panic also left and is filling the pocket. Asiago Sealster has come out 3rd, then Volcanic. Then it is BJ's Choice and Strongman Hanover is trailing. Brooklyn Strong at 19-1. Scott Young is up and moving Asiago Sealster right now. Wants to stride up and take the lead. Asiago Sealster and Scott Young has been planted on the lead. In front of Brooklyn Strong by about 2 1/4. Then Long Shot Panic and Volcanic and BJ's Choice and Strongman Hanover is back trailing 27-3. Opening quarter in the field heads the way towards the half, and Asiago Sealster looking to pick up a bit of a breather with Brooklyn Strong in the pocket. No one flashing to the outside just yet. Now Volcanic will come first up. And Volcanic on the outside is moving up and trying to take third from Long Shot Panic. BJ's Choice follows Volcanic, and Strongman Hanover is still trailing. And right now, Asiago Sealster 57.5, 29-2 second quarter. Gets emerging right there from Scott Young. Asiago Sealster, Brooklyn Strong, Volcanic is racing third. Long Shot Panic, BJ's Choice, and Strongman Hanover is still on the inside. Asiago Sealster leads by 2, 3/4, 125-2. Brooklyn Strong, BJ's Choice is sent out wide. Volcanic on the inside, Long Shot Panic and Strongman Hanover. Asiago Sealster, as they come on down this stretch drive, is still game and leads comfortably. And driving way out wide now coming BJ's Choice. Look at Strongman Hanover flying late to pick up second. And then third will go to Long Shot Panic and BJ's Choice. Asiago Sealster 154-2. And, well, got the lead past the quarter, got a second panel breather, and was able to keep on going, although you're going to be commenting about Strongman Hanover when that one finally was let go. Really was flying.
Yeah, the trip just didn't work out for Strongman Hanover. Right to the back of the bus with that one, and then caught up in traffic, and Daryl had nothing else to do but to flip him wide, very wide through the stretch drive, and he got home best of all. Was really rolling through the stretch, but just ran out of time and track. We'll track him for next time. For me, he looked to be the best in there if he would have gotten any kind of trip at all.
Asiago Sealster, things kind of worked out easily for him, and Long Shot Panic comes up to nab a third, and the Long Shot Panic, Jay Harris put this one in play early, which is kind of what happened 2 races ago. Got out and sat the pocket and was very competitive.
Yeah, he made a big move even for Teese and 3 back. I remember that one now, making a big move through the middle half, and big second at 27, 28-1 Long Shot Panic. So good to see him in there at a price. But Asiago Sealster was shipping in for a confidence-building win, and that's just what he's going to go home with here. Asiago Sealster, the answer on board for the Winning Connections trainer, John Pentland.
I wished I'd have had the nerve to do my all 5 ticket, because so far 3 of the 5 would be home and cooled out.
Oh.
And I had the 2-4 in there, didn't need the 4. In fact, Volcanic, not at all.
I could have used a 6.
But, well, we're still going strong anyway, and we wasted a little currency with one horse. Could he just singled it up in the first 3? As it's all Asiago Sealster, Scott Young, a 3-year-old better than Cheddar Bay gelding, owned by Ron Molyneux and John Pentland in the estate of Archie Leach. John Pentland, the trainer. Scott Young had the answer in the 8th. It's the 3rd win this year and 3rd lifetime for Asiago Sealster. Eighth race payouts to Asiago Sealster, 370, 250, 226. Strongman Hanover, 360, 260, and 3. Long Shot Panic, 370. $2 exactor, $9, $10 try, $21.50, $50 super, $41.75. Eighth race order of finish from the top, 513642. That's 513642.
And employment program is here to help. If you're an Ontario resident, you can take our free course and turn your passion into a profession. And employers can register for the program and receive wage subsidies, 50% for up to 18 weeks, or a maximum of $5,000. It's a win-win for job seekers and businesses alike. Ready to take the reins? Visit OntarioEquineEducation.com today and start your journey in the equine industry.
Field for the ninth on parade. 1 Parlay King Travis Cullen for Bill Budd and C.E. Lawrence Stable. And Jason Batter and Greg McNair. Number 2 is Johnny Law. Jason Ryan for Ben Hollingsworth and Ashley McMillan and Irene McMillan. 3 is scratched. 4 is Super Puncher. Pat Houdon drives and trains for Tommy Mechanical and Nelson Craig and William Cripps. 5 is Brightside Maceo. Jay Perugino for Julie Walker and Darlene Carr. Number 6, Luna's Legacy. Austin Sorry for Joe Pereira and Chelsea Pereira. Number 7, Chase the Cheddar. Sammy Filia for Cassidy Schneider and Colonel Schneider Jr. Field of 6, race number 9. Let's get a look at this field. And number 2, Johnny Law. Now, the money came early for Parlay King, but now Johnny Law, sugar has dropped down to 6-5.
When I saw the early money on the one, of course, I want to go back and check that replay from him last time out. He was actually locked and blocked for much of that mile, was finding a bit of room late, but still a wall of horses in front of the one in his latest. But for me, Johnny Law, he is the one to beat. I mean, his start 2 back where he finished second, he's pacing his back half on the wide side there, Gary, in 54 and change. Any kind of trip at all, up close, maybe on a helmet for a little while, even on the lead, I think he can handle this group quite easy. All he needs to do is show that type of performance that he showed 2 back when getting that deuce again. Back half 54 and change. Not many of them in here have that ability.
And for me, back on June 18th is when he caught my eye, finishing from off the pace to finish second to Convoy 22 and 53 and 2. He was 8th early and came on really nicely. So that's when I picked up on Johnny Law. And, I put the law down here with Johnny Law. Number 4, Super.
I thought,
go ahead.
I thought he would be a heavy favorite at this point. Now the action's coming for him. 4-5, but 1-5 at post time would not surprise me.
We both think Super Puncher's second best, even though Parlay King is getting the money. The thing with Super Puncher, though, is this is one that hits the ticket often, but it's been a while since the win, June 11th, but one that's consistently able to land on the ticket.
You said it right there, consistency. Up and down the page, he's the only one showing nothing but first, seconds, and thirds in all of his lines at Grand River Raceway. You want consistent? You take the 4 with Pat Houdon, Super Puncher.
And Chase the Cheddar is one that you got to look at in here because that's a nice effort last time out to come on and be beaten only a length, and that was in with a decent group, and Super Puncher finished third, and Chase the Cheddar was fourth, beaten a length, was right there with Super Puncher.
Yeah, he was actually by Super Puncher halfway down the stretch. He just kind of flattened out late, but you know what? If he can stay close and maybe hold on to that big burst that he's got on the end of it, he can get a big price here, a big piece of this one. I don't think he can win it, but second or third best finish would not surprise me for number 7, Chase the Cheddar. Big number right now at 20-1.
One thing, Chase the Cheddar already was second here in 53 and 4 to Mr. Commodore back earlier in the meet. So we know Chase the Cheddar has actually got some decent wheels in it. Sammy Filia, Cassidy Schneider. If you're looking to take a flyer on one, 19-1, because you're not going to get a price on Johnny Law. And one more, I'm going to throw in because Freight Days of the Week, your fourth one was scratched. How about number 6, Luna's Legacy? Austin Sorry, Joe Pereira. This is one that has been out of the box about 4 or 5 weeks, but also you see some, there's some interesting things. I mean, it's made the top 3 in 8 out of 18.
Is the longest shot on the board here, but I think I want to see him a start or two. I think I'd be taking the 1 Parlay King and putting him in the Superfecta over both the 5 and 6. Well, the 5, right side Maceo, if he can find a spot up close and not get used hard early, he could he could maybe be a piece of the Superfecta. But 6 won't see my tickets.
Well, and because of the money that Parlay King took, and then you looked at that last race, It definitely, you've
Yeah.
got to be thinking about this one. Only beaten 2 lengths last time out. And, as you mentioned, the trip, you get Travis Cullen, Bill Budd, inside post, but the money came hard. That tips you too.
Right. Like I said, I wasn't looking at this horse until I seen the early money. I go back and look at the replay. Sure, he's locked and blocked, and now it's third time for trainer Bill Budd. So a little bit of beware action. I still don't think they can beat the two.
Johnny Law. We're laying down the law, 3-5 on the board.
Let's
And
go.
I'm going to try to keep my streak of singles going here. Got 9 in a row of singles in multi-legs that have gotten the job done. I need to make it 10 with Johnny Law. It's a field of 6 sugar with the 3 scratched, and it is Parlay King and Johnny Law to the inside. In the center, Super Puncher, Brightside, Maseo to the outside, Luna's Legacy, and Chase the Cheddar. Field for the 9th race is into the backstretch. Gathering speed approaching the start. And the field for the 9th race is at the start of the rough, and Brightside Maseo is shining brightly early. Parlay King, then Super Puncher. Johnny Law is 4th away, then Luna's Legacy and Chase the Cheddar. Brightside Maseo planted on the lead. Parlay King is racing 2nd in front of Super Puncher. Johnny Law racing position 4th, then Chase the Cheddar and Luna's Legacy. Field of 6 all in a line as they work on around the turn, and right away Parlay King wants to pop out of the pocket now and loop around Brightside Maseo, and Parlay King and Travis Cullen's going to come on and grab the front. Brightside Maseo yielding, racing the pocket, and then Super Puncher is going to come first over, and Johnny Law is going to follow Super Puncher, then Chase the Cheddar and Luna's Legacy. Up at 27-3. Opening quarter, the field heads their way on past the half, and Parlay King, Super Puncher, punching up a little closer on the outside. Brightside Maseo, Johnny Law's in a good spot, 2nd over. Only about 2.5 off the lead. Chase the Cheddar to the outside, scooting up the inside, Luna's Legacy. Parlay King, 6-1 on the board, has the front. Super Puncher punches a little closer. Length back. Brightside Maseo and Johnny Law sitting 2nd over. Parlay King gets some urging by Travis Cullen to stay awake on the lead. Super Puncher continues and getting closer. Brightside Maseo, Johnny Law is right there ready to pounce and is out wide as Super Punchers come on to get the lead from Parlay King. Johnny Law is looking to lay down the law now, and then Chase the Cheddar is coming. Johnny Law is sweeping up on the outside, 3 wide, and is going to grab the lead, but might have to deal with Chase the Cheddar. Johnny Law down the stretch drive. Johnny Law lays down the law in the 9th and wins it. Chase the Cheddar, then Super Puncher and Brightside Maseo stuck for 4th, 154-2. And, Jason Ryan worked out a perfect trip for Johnny Law that had enough horse to be more than good enough to win.
100%. I mean, Jason Ryan, his eyes were swelling up on the backstretch. This horse has not gotten a trip like that in forever. I mean, couldn't have worked out any better for him. Had the best late kick and little to no urging to get the job done here. Great to see, by the way. He was winless this season from 4 outings, but he was showing signs that he was sitting on a big win, and could not have made it look easier. Just a perfect spot to strike late, and great to see for trainer Ben Hollingsworth, Jason Ryan aboard.
Yeah, and if you were a little bit concerned, once Travis kind of had to get busy with Parlay King, even when he still had the lead and Super Puncher was coming, I thought, oh yeah, this is setting up.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'll keep on saying it couldn't have worked out any better to be towed up into it by Pat Hudon. Nice closing kick there. Chase the Cheddar coming on for the deuce at a pretty good price. Parlay King, who took that early action. I thought he'd have a little more fight to him there tonight. Wasn't going to happen for him, though.
I think Chase the Cheddar is one we want to keep an eye on because actually Chase the Cheddar, even though the money was long on that one, it came down to
Yeah.
17 to 1. Chase the Cheddar, actually, I think we're going to hear more from this horse.
Well, he's always going to be always going to be behind the eight ball because there's absolutely no gate speed for that horse, Gary. I watched him all through the winter in London and then here at Grand River. I mean, there's no gate speed for him, so he's going to be behind the eight ball every time. He's going to need a hot pace to chase. He kind of got it there. Nice deuce at 17 to 1.
It's a 2-7-4-5 top four. And number 2, Johnny Law. 3-year-old Captain Crunch Bay colt, owned by Ashley McMillan and Irene McMillan. Ben Hollingsworth, the trainer. Jason Ryan, the winning driver. It's the first win for Johnny Law this season. And third lifetime, Johnny Law, 154-2. Ninth race payouts to Johnny Law, 330, 250, 210. 7 Chase the Cheddar, 680, 344. Super Puncher, 250. $2 exactor, $22, $30 try, $33. Dollar Super, 74.30. 20-cent Super is 14.86. Ninth race, order of finish from the top, 6-1 scratch 3-4-5-2. That's 6-1 scratch 3-4-5-2 on the bottom. Field for the 10th on parade. 1, Larjan Levi, Lauren House for Patrick Bissett and Larry Lane. Number 2, Lotto Max, Travis Culver, Dale Fritz and Edward Aitchison. Three is Smoking Hot Dude Austin Sorry for Ben Wallace and Terry Krawick. Number 4, Onyx Bovino, Jay Harris for Lace McCabe and Glenview Livestock. 5 is scratched. Number 6, Hollywood Dale, Travis Henry for Cassidy Schneider and Frank Girovalati and Curtis Schneider Jr. Number 7, Convoy 22, Damian McClellan for Kyle Bossens and Going for Broke Stable. 8 is Highland Hot Sauce, Daryl Thiessen for Michelle Bowen. And 9, Mood Control, Brett McDonough for Jean Tourigny and Marcel Morissette. Field of 8, race number 10, Sugar, the last leg of the Pick 5. And if you played my dollar Pick 5 ticket, you're still alive with 3 horses in here, 7, 4, and 2. In fact, just $6 to have a dollar because only 6 combinations. And the single one, if you played my single, you'd be alive with Convoy 22 on top.
Convoy 22. The question will be, can he make it 4 in a row? This might be a tougher task for him. I know he's facing a lot of the same company, but there was a ton of gate speed. I mean, you look to the left, the 2, 3, 4, and even the 6. They can all leave quickly off the car. So, but Damien, he's got options. We've seen this horse win from off the pace. So maybe a possibility for another trip from off the pace this evening.
This is one spot I think where Convoy 22 could be vulnerable, and that's why I chickened out to single them up all 5. I've made it through 4, but, I just think Convoy 22, at some point every horse gets beaten, and this might be the spot. And we've highlighted some other ones. We love Convoy 22, don't get us wrong, but, Lotto Max is one that raced off of missed a bit of time due to sickness and now comes back in a tighter rotation, and the last race was pretty solid.
If I'm going to call for the minor upset, it's the 2, Lotto Max. I've gone back to look at lots of replays tonight, Gary, and this is one that folks would like to know. This horse was used quite hard off the car, was almost parking to the opening quarter in 26 and 3, got gathered up, was backed off to sit 3rd, but then closing up strong on the end. Was closing in on Convoy 22 and Onyx Bovino. So Lotto Max for me, if there's an upset possibility, it's him, but the players think the same. 5-2, second choice.
One that I left off my ticket, number 6, Hollywood Dale. I have reason to be concerned, though. Second last time out to Diamond Rider in 52 and 4. That's a pretty solid measuring stick. Thing is, though, went to the front from post 2. Not sure how it works out for Hollywood Dale, but I know the talent's there.
Oh, there's so much speed here. Like the first turn, the backstretch from when the car lets them go. Going to be very interesting. First, 8th. And I'm thinking nothing is going to be settled prior to the quarter mile in here. They could be throwing down here in lots of ways early.
And, if that speed materializes the way you believe it is, here's a long one, 11-1 Larjan Levi, who has some pretty strong closing ability. And Larjan Levi's already raced here and won in 51 and 4, so he's not one I'd be Levying off my ticket, my super high 5.
Right. That's the kind of effort he's going to need to beat these, 151 and 4. I looked for a whole lot more last time out, but just wasn't materializing for him. Maybe a trip on the inside behind a helmet for a long ways, hoping for an early speed battle for this one Larjan Levi.
And then when I saw that you left Onyx Bovino off your top 4, all I could say is, holy cow.
You and your Bovinos, hey, the moves. Onyx Bovino, right? Leaving behind the car. Got to go. He's got to leave. but there's a few to his inside, there's a few to his outside. I just don't see it happening for him in here, but I know you like his chances. There's a lot of ways this race could go down. Like I said, that first quarter is going to be very interesting.
It's really an interesting dash, and look, there's others in there. The ones we didn't even talk about. Every once in a while,
Oh.
Smoking Hot Dude comes up with a big race, and you get Austin Sorry, Ben Wallace. I mean, that's a strong connection. And, Highland Hot Sauce can flash. And, Mood Control was a winner here just 2 races ago in 53.
Speaking of replays, okay, one question before I touch on this replay. Is there a passing lane at Georgian Downs?
No.
There it is. Okay, Mood Control. If there's a passing lane at Georgian Downs, he's an easy winner last time out. Locked and blocked, had a ton. If there was a long shot play, that is it. Number 9, Mood Control at 7-1. Best price on the board.
Yeah, if we could get Mood Control and Onyx Bovino, we'd have a moo exactor.
Yes.
But, oh, God. Time to cut out the puns and let's just have ourselves a horse race. Larjon Levi, Lotto Max, and Smoking Hot Dude on the inside. Onyx Bovino and Hollywood Dale to the outside. Convoy 22 and Highland Hot Sauce, and second year Mood Control. Field of 8. I'm in a mood to see a great race here, and they are moving in behind the gates. Field 4, race number 10, the final dash. Field of 8, in behind the gates, ready to rock and roll. And the field for the 10th race is at the start, and they're off, and Convoy 22 is going to truck out alertly with Lotto Max, who's leaving with Smokin' Hot Dude and Onyx Bovino. And now Mood Control works around one Larjon Levi and is actually second right now. It is Lotto Max and Mood Control, and Mood Control and Brett McDonald's in the mood to try to come on and grab the lead. Mood Control a little hippity-hoppity, but still moving on the outside. And then on the inside, Lotto Max and Larjon Levi is third. Smokin' Hot Dude, and then back to Onyx Bovino. And Convoy 22 is racing third from last, and now Mood Control is going to clear to the front. Lotto Max is racing second, 25-3 opening quarter. Larjon Levi third, then Smokin' Hot Dude and Onyx Bovino. Convoy 22 is third from last, and then it is Hollywood Dale and Highland Hot Sauce. But Mood Control off a stunning opening quarter at 25-3. Mood Control, Lotto Max, Larjon Levi, Smokin' Hot Dude has popped to the outside, as has Onyx Bovino. Convoy 22 is back there in sixth and is about 12 lengths off the lead. Then it is Highland Hot Sauce and Hollywood Dale. Mood Control, the half was 53-2. Mood Control at 3-1. Racing second is Lotto Max, then third, Smokin' Hot Dude and Larjon Levi, Onyx Bovino, and then it is back to Highland Hot Sauce. Convoy 22 doesn't appear to have it, and Hollywood Dale. Lotto Max on the outside. Lotto Max is now taking the lead from Mood Control. Lotto Max, and then Smokin' Hot Dude. Onyx Bovino. Now Convoy 22 is kicked in, but has a lot of work to do. Lotto Max, Convoy 22 is coming now. Lotto Max, Convoy 22. Lotto Max is going to win it. Convoy 22 second, and then Hollywood Dale 152-4. Lotto Max, you said if one's going to take down Convoy 22, that's the one you thought it might be. And well, that is the one that was your second choice. We were right about which one is the threat, and what an interesting dash.
Well, I was right about a few things in there. I figured the opening quarter was going to be hotly contested, which it was, right? 25-3. Got to be one of the fastest quarters ever at the river. 53-2 half miler for those. And sure, it would catch up with Mood Control, who was leaving from the back tier spot. But Lotto Max, yes, indeed. He got used pretty good there last time when leaving, and still had plenty on at the end. And well-met winner here, 2, 7, 6, 3, 4 maybe for the winning combo in the high five.
I was really surprised that Convoy 22 actually came on to get second because, going to three quarters still, he was a long way back and hadn't even really shown that he was going to be that interested.
Indeed, it was not looking good for a piece of the high five at all for number seven, going up and around three quarters. But you know what? Little class showing up there late for him to come on and grab the deuce. But they weren't beating Lotto Max tonight.
Yeah, the only thing you could think of in terms of Convoy 22 was you knew that 53 and 2, the field would be coming back to him. It's just that they had a lot of coming back to do because he still was a long way off.
Yeah, Convoy 22, real nice racehorse. He's turned into a really good one, versatile, as mentioned now. He can race from off the pace. We just saw him pass a bunch of horses in the late going there. And there it is, right? Indeed, a 2-7-6-3-4 high five and well met winner Lotto Max.
Sugar, I went three deep because I felt Convoy might be vulnerable. Got the dollar pick five down.
Way to go, Gary.
We'll talk to you on our next night. What is this, Wednesday?
Friday night.
That'll be Friday. We'll talk about the draw tomorrow for the Industry Day.
Yeah.
Battle
Sounds
of Waterloo.
great.
Have a good Thursday.
Thanks, Gary. You too.
Back in front of us, number 2, Lotto Max, a 4-year-old Better's Delight Bay, gelding of a Dale Fritz and Edward Aitchison. Dale is also the trainer. Travis Cullen, the winning driver. It is the first win this year. Third lifetime for Lotto Max. 152 and 4. That's a new career best. Tenth race, payouts to Lotto Max 790, 320, 250. 7 Convoy 22, 320, 360. 6 Hollywood Dale 590. $2 exactor 32.50. Dollar Trap $85. Dollar High Five 819.40. Double of 2 and 2 13.80. Dollar Pick 3 13.30. Dollar Pick 4 15.90. And we'll get you the $1 Pick 5 on the next page. The $1 Pick 5, $20.30. 20-cent Pick 5, 406. The 10th race order finish from the top is 7145. Scratch 3268. That's 7145. Scratch 3268 on the bottom. Fans, that concludes the live harness racing program for this Wednesday evening. There's a look at our photo for 5th. Our next live racing event is this coming Friday, first dash, 6:20 p.m. Buenas noches, amigos. Good night, everybody. Good night, Josie Bean.